Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Welcome to another Friday night bee chat. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully somebody's got rain. I finally got some. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in, pin it, and we'll see how everybody can jump in. Hopefully have a great night tonight. Had a good night last week. Tom's got 2 straight days of rain. Well, we had 2 half days of rain, I guess you would say. Hey, Ian, good to see you. Hopefully you're not been blowed away anymore. That was some serious wind that you posted. And all. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Charlie. How are you?
All right, not too bad. Last 2 days, I got about 3/4 of an inch of rain.
Really? It's been raining here for 3 days.
Really? Not up.
Yeah.
Wednesday, we were supposed to get all this rain, and it came through, and I think it went right north of me and went up to where the guy that works for us, and he said it rained up there for about an hour, and I said, well, all it ever got done here was wet the blacktop. That was it. And then let's see, yesterday was what, Thursday? Thursday it rained on and off, nice showers. Maybe, I think I checked yesterday evening, it was about a half inch. Then this afternoon it rained pretty steady, like half an hour. Hey, Norman and Dave. So anyway, like I say, I looked at the gauge when I was going out tonight, and I think it said somewhere around 3/4 of an inch, something like that. Here's the traveling beekeeper.
How doing?
Hey, Phil. Where are you going? To Mother's house?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, it's been the longest trip. I haven't made it halfway yet. I'm going 3 miles per hour freeway. So yeah, it's been.
Is it the rain or the traffic going to the beach, or do you have a beach out there?
Beaches. I don't know. It's kind of everything. It took me an extra 30 to 45 minutes to get out of Dallas for some reason, and then I stopped for gas, and then the bathroom, the men's bathroom, was closed at the gas station. So I had to go another few miles down the road, pull over again.
Oh, you have trees out there?
That was my next call. So then we got in here, and I'm halfway between the Texas and Louisiana line and Shreveport, and like I said, it's just stop and go traffic all the way up to 15 miles per hour for 50 seconds. So, yeah, I doubt you're going to be on when I get there this time. It's probably going to be 10:30 or 11 o'clock Central Time, midnight your time.
Yeah.
Oh well, what it is.
So DC says he broke the big 30 this year. Now, is that 30 years old or 30 hives?
Happy birthday, buddy.
I don't know whether if that's his birthday or not. It says at 30 ATM, most bees I've ever had by 8, whatever that means.
So he used to have 22 bees, and now he has 30 bees.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 30 hives.
30 hives.
I think he only came through winter with about 10, though, so he's had a big increase this year.
Okay.
It's that Anil hive he's got.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney.
I did a little mental calculation of mine, and I think I'm all the way back to where I started the summer with. Ran up to like 75 or 80, and now I'm back down to about 65 again, 65. I'll probably be down below what I started with by the time I'm going.
Well, I've known DC for a while, never met him, but he has had quite a bit of problems out there in Washington State. I know I've seen some of his pictures where they actually has to have roofs, like buildings, you might say, to set these hives in because it rains so much out there. And he's had a lot of trouble trying to keep them up. Rodney's at 120 hives.
I'm up there around 30 myself.
You got that? Yeah.
I may end the year with 70 or 80.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're at 54, and I'm going to be doing splits the middle of June. So by the time I finish splits again in the middle of June, I should be up somewhere around 70, 75 hives.
Hey, Bob. Let's see. DC had 5 queens out of 6 return.
That's good, DC.
Yeah, that's real good.
It's also been catching some swarms, I've been noticing.
Better than me, that's for sure.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah, my queen return weren't nearly that good. They're probably like 60%.
Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah, stuck here at the factory and had something blow up on me a while ago, so I figured I'd hang out and see what y'all are up to.
Mm.
Check your email, Michael.
Okay.
If you didn't get it, let me know.
It came through.
Good.
It's almost like a greeting between you two. Every time Mike comes on, check your email, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Bob's over 30 of them, 30 hives now. Oh, that's good. He's increasing.
Let's see.
That's good.
Yeah, Wednesday was the worst for me. This Wednesday just passed. It was like 95 degrees down here, and I had to get all those mini mating nukes in the 5 frame. I had to break every box out I had and get them ready for all 55 of those queens, and I still have 13 sitting in the incubator. It's crazy. I grafted way too many. I wasn't prepared for that.
Now, when you say you got 13 in ink, have they hatched or not?
Yep.
They have hatched.
Every single one hatched in the incubator, so I'm only assuming every one hatched in the
Well,
mini.
did you, with hatching in the incubator like that, did you have any starvation problems at all?
Mm-mm. They all hatched within an hour.
Well, of course, you're home too.
Yeah.
You're right. You're on top of it. Where if they hatch, like for me, I'd have one hatch at, let's say, 4 a.m. Well, I ain't even out of bed yet, and it's like, I'll miss her.
Yeah, so I did cheat with one of them. 12 of them hatched like within an hour. Like it was crazy. Like I would walk away, go watch TV or something, come back, there was like 5 of them ready, and I was like, all right. So I pulled them out, I marked them, I put some honey down in the thing for them, and then one of them just wasn't hatched before like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, all right, you're coming out. I just ripped her out of the cell and put her in there, and she walked right into the cage.
You can take these bees and put them in a banking frame and bank them in a hive above a queen excluder.
Yeah, I'm about to do something because like I don't have the boxes ready. I've been painting boxes all day, and they got
just put them in cages and put them above queen excluder so the bees can come up and feed them for you.
Yeah,
they'll stay there for since they're virgins, they'll stay there for at least a week or more.
Yeah, so now I got to figure out
week to 10 days.
Yeah, and I got to figure out a way to get rid of them without killing them.
Welcome to my problems.
Rough life, Dave. Rough life.
We're in the bank.
Yes, I went on the Facebook chat for Maryland and the Maryland Beekeeper Exchange, and I was like, "Hey, I got 15 queens. I'm just trying to get rid of queens at this point." And didn't get no hits on that. I had a couple, I guess, Taliban fake accounts on there message me, and then I don't know what it is with the Southern Maryland Beekeepers Association's Facebook, but there's like no traffic on that at all. And I'm in the Virginia's beekeepers Facebook group. They're messaging all the time on that thing, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I was like, does this like nobody talk in the Southern Maryland one, or am I just not a part of a loud?
Ain't part of that lady's clique down there.
Must not be.
You have to talk to Ryan about that. He can fill you in.
Maybe if you shaved a little bit and like kind of like worked on your pose, you'd get more responses.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Start taking pictures of bees and be like, hey, I got bees. Well, yeah, I tried to put a post in there saying, hey, I got nukes and queens available. Message me, and I don't think that message is getting proved.
No, because she's selling it and her buddies are selling it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case.
That's how it was. Like I wanted to put my show data on there or my videos. Well, you're not in Southern Maryland, you know. I'm like, yeah, so what? I'm a Maryland beekeeper, you know. But that's her playing field.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Are you going to the right meetings?
No, because I had the suspicion there may be some kind of bureaucracy and bullcrap going on.
There you go. There you go. You go to the right meetings.
Like I say, Ryan can tell you all about that. He can tell you about the bureaucracy. And all that stuff.
Yeah,
I got 30 cells out of 30 last Saturday, I guess it was. Yeah. So then, of course, it was going to rain Thursday, which it did. So I hurried up and took a chance of moving them, and I worked on them Monday night a little bit. I dropped a bunch of cells in some of my main hives there on the rack that were queenless, or at least I thought they were, or seemed to be queenless, and then made up a 2-frame mating box, and I seen that was pretty easy to do the way I thought about how I was going to do it. So then I took off Tuesday morning before it got hot, and I filled 20 some of them and put all the cells in there. Now, whether or not I shook, the larvae down, by just moving them, I'm not sure. I don't think it did, but we will see. They're supposed to be hatching tomorrow or sometime tonight, either way. And then I got another 16 to come out to go in the incubator tomorrow.
You grafted Monday, didn't you?
Yeah, I do it on Mondays.
Yeah, so then I grafted on Sunday, and all mine hatched yesterday. So yours should probably be sometime today or tonight, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It's Saturday is what it is. But I look at, marching it out. Either I graft on a Monday or Tuesday. It's either I'm going to be in there either on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah, that site you sent me where you put your grafting date in, that was right on the money. I picked the right. I guess I picked the right larva at that point, but that lined up.
Well, the thing of it is, for years, they always say, well, the bees cap in 9 days. Well, technically, yes, but I challenge anybody to sit there and say that egg right there is 2 hours old, or that egg is 12 hours old, or it's exactly 24 hours over, 1 day old or 2 day old or whatever. And nobody can do that. And the only way you can really do that is if you got a timing box. When she goes in there, you put her in, just like down there at Hardeman's. They do that every day at 1 o'clock, so they know that graft is in there at 1 o'clock, and she lays for the next day, and all that. And they time it out that way. But that's where I say go in there. The day you graft is day 1. 6 days later, which you graft on a Monday, and they're going to be capped on a Saturday, guaranteed. Maybe a Friday evening, but most, for sure on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm finding 5 days. I'm pulling mine out capped on 5 days. You don't even have to.
When your larva's too old, you're grafting larvae a little bit too big if they're getting capped a day early.
Well, they're as small as they can possibly be.
Look for the ones that don't have any of the white jelly. It's just a little bit of clear stuff down there.
Yep, that's what you want.
That's what you want. You can't even really see the larva hardly.
Yeah, you can't. You can barely. It's a schmear that you're looking at, and it's like I got to use like ×3 glasses to even see them.
Yeah.
If they're capping it a day early, then you're grabbing larvae that's a day too old.
Right.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because now this last grafting I did, I found a frame out of a nuke, and the jelly was a little bit nicer, a little bit more jelly, and then the it's like you said, it was like, is that one in there? I'm not sure. You know, that's the one you're looking for, and you get it in on your frame on my easel with my magnification unit on and my lights. Yeah, there it is down there in the corner or something like that, and just kind of get in there and get it out. And it, you know,
Yeah, that's when I did mine.
it's got to be like a speck. It's almost just like a speck of dust. It's about as big as what it is.
Yeah. I see YouTube videos all the time talking about looking for the one with the pool of royal jelly, but I really disagree with that, because I find that if you find the ones with the pool of royal jelly, most of the time they're too old.
Yeah, I know what you're a great big pool of royal jelly. Yeah.
I just want that little bit of clear stuff down there and graft from it.
Yeah, so that's how mine turned out when I grafted mine. It was the whole frame was just majority eggs, but it was like the bottom half of it was all ones that were like just hatched, or like just hatched out, and the other eggs were just laying down. And it was little teeny pools that were in the bottom when I did mine, and mine were capped on a Friday. I did it Sunday afternoon, and they were capped by Friday.
So it was 5 days.
For me, that's
so 5 days after the day you grafted. You count the day you grafted 6.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So if that's what you meant, then that's right. Yes.
So Sunday to Friday, then yeah. So that's
the confusion. It's like okay, yeah, fair enough.
The day you graft and the day you put it in the cell builder, which is day 1.
Fair enough.
If you count the day you graft, it's 6. If you're not counting the day you graft, it's 5.
There it is. All right.
I found for me, starting out, it was so much mathematically easier to keep that in my head if I did it that way. If I said, okay, I did it today, well, all right, this is day 1, and then count out, what day they're going to be capped on.
Yeah, and I learned the other way. It's just a term. Like I always think 5 days later it's capped, but I don't count the day I graft, but it doesn't matter as long as whoever you're talking to, you understand that they're either counting it or not counting it.
Right.
I know how many days everything takes.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing it regularly, I would go and check the day before it was supposed to be capped, and I would make marks on the cell cups with a paint pen on the ones that I was questionable on. 'Cause I was trying to learn better how to recognize just the right age larvae. Most of the time, they were capped early, so I knew that they were too big. And once I got down to where I was just grabbing the ones that had just that clear liquid, never capped early. So I'm all about just a little bit of clear liquid now.
Yeah, Bluff City, the reason there's a low account is that Cayman's on his show talking about Nobby right now.
Did you see his picture?
Yeah, seeing my picture with me shaking his hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was you.
I bought my tickets last night.
I thought that was cute. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I thought it was like, what an asshole move. I'm going to stream at the same time Charlie streamed it and put him on my stream picture.
Son of a bitch. Well, we'll get better tips on this one than he will. He'll give more, but ours will be better.
Well, we're we're talking at a higher level of knowledge base compared to what he does.
I don't know about you, but I don't know anything, so I'm a beginner over here. Y'all explain it all to me.
Are all of y'all going?
Your manufacturing skills are fantastic, and we all love you for it. Thank you, Michael. Never knock yourself.
Hey, I started making a new thing today, so I'm making stuff for Ever Bee people now, so it's pretty neat.
All right, I'm interested. What are you doing?
I'm doing injection molding for Jared's beetle crusher instead of 3D printing.
All right.
So I can crank out about 2 weeks of his printing in a couple hours now for him. So that's why I spent part of my day figuring that new mold out, and that's the one that just had a problem a while ago, so I had to shut the water off. And I've been troubleshooting, but I got it all worked out. So a lot of weird little things to the molds.
Are all of y'all going to Nobby this year or next year?
Thank you, Ian.
I'm
When you
thinking
get done
about
working, come on out and hang out with us.
I'm kind of
I won't be. I'm too poor.
kind of jobless at this point, and
So you got all the time.
Yeah.
So me
Good
for
job.
Nobby, I don't necessarily want to go, but I kind of have to go. Kind of where I'm at. But I'm going to do reduce booth size. I'll probably go by myself. I'm not going through all the trouble I went through this last year for my size for what it was worth. So I'll be there, but way scaled down.
Have they come out with vendor costs yet?
No, I saw where they're going to do vendor sign up starts, I think on the 5th, but I haven't seen anything number wise in advance to have any clue what that's going to be like. All I know is it'll be more than last year. That's all I know.
I think you're known enough, and I think that you make such a fantastic product. All your effort should be made to make it cheaper. Anything you do to make it cheaper, it's like those are your big gains.
That's the fun thing.
Don't make less money, but just make it cheaper.
That's the thing. You can't make it cheaper. You can't make it any faster. You can't take any material out of it. There's no way to actually make it any faster at all. I'm at the max.
That's brutal because what you do is beautiful.
But now with oil prices going up,
it's getting even more expensive to make it.
So I'm holding my prices where they're at for the rest of this year, no matter what prices do. I'm just going to eat it and hope it comes back down for next year. I've got enough material stored here that I bought at the lower price that I can absorb it for 6-7 months. Just because I don't want to start jumping around on people.
You may have another thing too. The Supreme Court making that ruling where the trucker or the brokerage companies for truck drivers can now fit the bill for bad drivers. So there's going to be a lot of brokers that are going to be turning away bad drivers or possibly foreign drivers.
But that's good news.
It's good, but it's going to cost them. It's going to make demand go up.
Yeah, short term, but long term, it's going to be way better because we're going to have less accidents and less people dying and less lawsuits.
That's true, but
still, the fewer truckers there is, the more it's going to cost to ship freight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Norman,
but less hockey teams they get killed by fucking. Excuse me.
Now.
We lost a lot of hockey teams to a lot of bad truckers in the last couple of years in Canada.
Now people forget to fuel surcharges, man. Freight,
yeah. Shipping rates are outrageous. What it used to cost me $250 to send to Texas is now over $400.
I wish I could ship stuff for $400 because our stuff's so bulky. Because we're doing school furniture, it's so heavy and so bulky. I'm shipping things that are $500 and $600, and they're hitting me with $400 fuel surcharges.
Yeah.
So that thing's costing $1,000 now to get 20 tables and chairs to elementary school. It's just getting ridiculous. And now the ground stuff, they're not even calling it a fuel surcharge. They're rolling it into their new rates. So when fuel prices do come down, there's no surcharge to take off. There's just the new rate that isn't really going to ever go back down.
Typical.
So,
yep.
Question about your frames. How heat tolerant are they? Can I throw them in boiling water and it cleans them off? I never even knew about that. Yeah. Okay.
Boiling water, steam melter, you can do whatever you want to them. I mean, I wouldn't sit it in there for like an hour and let it just cook, but you can throw it in there for a few minutes and whoosh it around and dunk it, and it's fine.
Awesome.
That's how I clean mine. Turkey fryer and boiling water. Just dunk them.
That'll work. Yeah, I didn't look into that, but I was like, man, I hope these things are heat rated.
Well, you're talking about DC's talking about cheap illegal drivers. How can they be illegal? You got DOT physicals. You can't even drive a truck without a DOT license.
California. They'll approve anybody.
Yeah, but you can't even go in the state with a truck.
I'm
serious. If that truck is within 1 or 2 years old, I think anything over 2 or 3 years old, it won't pass their emissions. And what they've been doing is they drop trailers at a docking station and then they have to get a California truck to come in, pick it up, and then take it on over across the state line.
But everybody has to pay for trucking, so it's like it just levels the playing field for everybody. So
yeah, but he was saying about illegals. I'm sure there is, but
well, it's not going to help him. It's like, you get illegals out of the situation. It's like it hurts everybody equally. It doesn't hurt him. It's like we have the same thing like with our business. It's like, shipping just absolutely, like when people buy a product off us, it's like they pay more for shipping than they do for the product, which is insane. But such is life. But you know what? Where else are you going to get it, right? So, and in fact, like with all the tariffs that happened, we actually started to have to charge for all the expected tariffs that would have to happen. So we over doubled our price. And then the tariffs, we got dinged on like maybe 5% of our shipments that we actually had to pay the tariffs on. So we actually got to keep all that extra money. So we actually got a raise on it, which is weird. And it's like, it's bad business. It's like no way to run a business, but we ended up with more money in our pocket, honestly. So,
thank you, Uncle Junior, for donation.
I lucked out on the tariffs, sending stuff to Canada. So my stuff doesn't fall in the right categories, so I didn't have to pay any tariffs to ship stuff up there.
No.
I've got a lot of Canadian beekeepers that are getting a hold of me wanting freight quotes on the buy frames. Shipping heavy stuff to Canada is brutal. Oh man, and post office, like if you ship to Alaska or Hawaii, post office is like half the cost of like FedEx or UPS generally. Going to Canada, post office is like 2.5 times more. So there is no cheap option. I mean, if I have somebody wanting to buy 20 frames, we go through our own broker, so our broker fees are better than like what a lot of people can get up there. But it might cost, you might spend $100 on frames, and it might cost you $180 to $200 to get them to you.
You need a Canadian distributor, and you got to ship it up by the pallet. Like I just brought up like a pallet of acorn. Like I would have got your guys' stuff, but I couldn't afford to buy like 800 frames off you. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get it.
But I paid $1,000 for that to come to Canada, and I think the frames cost a little over $1,000. And then 5% on top of that goes to the government as well. And that's just how business is in Canada. So it's not easy. But again, the shipping is most of the cost.
And it says you're the 51st state,
Well, but my point to the end of this is like, for Michael, it's like everybody's paying for shipping. Like there's no way around it. Like you can work at slightly better deals, and the only way you can, you just got to figure out a way to, like, I know you can or you can't, but it's like you got to figure out how to make your product better and cheaper and more local, and faster. And
it's kind of hard to do, especially when the United States isn't a mainly manufacturing country anymore.
Yeah, you guys might bring it back though, right?
They're trying.
I doubt it.
They're trying.
So the only thing I can do is ship. I can ship fast, so that's it.
Yeah, that manufacturing coming back probably won't happen in the next 2 presidents.
Yeah.
It takes
but
too
whenever
long.
I make things, I like to buy American stuff to build it with, and it's like I'm in Canada, and it's like we're even worse than you guys. Like we make nothing in Canada, and it's like when I want to buy a good thing, I'll buy it from the States, right?
Yeah, I mean it's wood, aluminum, and fertilizers, the main exports out of Canada. I think for the United States.
Yeah, and coal and uranium and that's about, and oil. You guys buy our oil.
And probably what's that stuff out of the ground that Doug? No, it was for fertilizer. What's it called?
Potassium nitrate or whatever.
Nah, it was Doug.
Peat moss?
Nah, the black stuff. What's it called, Bill? You know,
Peat
potash.
moss.
Potash.
Potash, yeah.
Yeah, DC. I'm not worried about your comments. I was, I've never really heard too much complaint about illegal drivers, and I mean, I have a DOT license, is why I was saying that, because like right now, I got to go get a darn physical in order to keep my darn thing, and it's like, and then pay $200 too every year.
The big thing about the DOT stuff is there's a lot of Indian and basically just not United States people that come here, and they were given CDL license and passed all their checks over in like California and all that, and then they go to drive around, and there has been, I think, was it 2 or 3 in the past year's time of those people killing civilians.
Yeah, because I've seen something on the internet where the guy was Indian or whatever it was, hauling a big excavator and poorly restrained on the trailer. I mean, with like hardly anything. And I get that part of it. Yeah, I just didn't know that all that kind of stuff was going on.
Then we had one that was a Cuban.
But this is a good thing in the end. If they take the jobs away from like these guys who shouldn't be here anyways, and shut down these companies, and shipping, yeah, it's going to go up. But then these are like, lower middle class jobs that are go back to Americans. Like these are like shipping's huge.
It's one of those things that you're gonna have to take pain now in order for a long time gain. I think the world's been too focused on short term gain. They haven't been used to long term gain anymore.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta hurt a little bit.
Yeah. So like this is nothing but good for you guys. It's like you're gonna end up with more people with more money. You're gonna end up with more customers, more middle class. It's all uphill. Safer drivers. People aren't going to be, getting killed by trucks as much.
Yeah, whatever. What can I say? Who did we miss? What happened? Oh, it must have been Phil. Anyway, let's get off to politics. Let's get back to bees.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm already running out of equipment. So I've got more bees than I planned on. I made room for bees, and I've got more colonies than I planned on room. So I've got boxes stacked on things, and I've got queens and all my defenders. So now I'm looking at like I got to put 8 more queens somewhere this weekend, and don't know where I'm going to put them. And
8.
You got that problem
I got
too.
55.
Well, I set my yard up just to put 20 hives in and a couple of longs. Now I've got 24 or 25 and 8 more queens, and both my longs are just full of extra frames for storage. And I don't have any other spots left, so I'm trying to figure out how to stagger, and I got to get rid of some queens or some bees or something.
Yeah.
I think I'm down to maybe 20 boxes for supers to spread across all those, and maybe a couple of deeps, and I'm out of wood and plastic hives already again. I thought I'd have plenty because I came out of winter with the 11. It's like, I'll just take my time and bump up to 20, and now I'm running out of everything.
I'm debating using a bunch of medium supers now just for queens, just to get queens in boxes and get wax drawn.
Yeah.
I've got 70 frames left in my honey house. I got 3 pallets this year.
Yeah, I burnt up my last deep frame right before my shipment showed up. It was like a week before, and I'm just like stressing out. When's this stuff gonna show? But now they're all here, so I'm good forever.
Well, for me, I'm excited to see what happens to these mating boxes. I haven't done that for a couple years at least with cells. Grafting, I got down pat as far as getting that cell builder right. And so far, I don't know whether I'll get 100% tomorrow or not on the second batch. But I don't know. It's interesting when it comes to the queens for me right now.
If you get 100% on 2 batches in a row, you need to brag on that.
Did you bump this hive? Did you bump it the second batch?
second batch I downsized to 18.
You
Or
didn't bump it though, right?
No, I didn't. Oh, bump the damn hive? No, I don't think I did. I can't. I don't think I.
Go out there and kick it.
When I bumped it, you know what it means? It means, oh, here's some bees on the lid. Bing, like that. You don't want to do that. You know, it's so habit forming when you do things like that. You know, and you after you do it, it's like stupid me. You know, but I will have to say there was one cell there that there was a lot of jelly in there, and I'm like, I was listening to Duck River, and I've also heard this before that if the jelly ate out while they're capped and everything for a fair amount of it, they probably had dropped out of that jelly early on and are dead or whatever. So I took that cell with another cell I figured it was viable and put it in one nuke. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not that cell even hatches. But you know, hey Travis, and Keith and Joey, and Brian, and hey Lisa, and so I don't know. It's interesting. Like you say, you're running out of boxes. I still got some more mating boxes, so I can have spots to put them in. And then today was interesting. I'm working there a little bit, and Kevin or Ryan Williamson called me up from Sourwood Farms, you know, the queen breeder guy I had on there about a year or so ago. Got to talk with him about a few different things, and we're talking about course queens since he's into all that and heavily into it. And it was talking about like fair. There was an article in ABJ, and I've probably seen it, but I just didn't. In something, Eddie, you might think about is that they were talking about measuring the pheromones in a queen that's been caged versus a queen that had a viral problem. And they're basically the same thing that where you put a queen in a hive and it lets her lay a little bit and then they get rid of her. The possibility that the queen pheromones are off and they think she's sick, so they want to get rid of her so they can get a fresh queen. So that was interesting. He was talking about that.
So is that essentially why if you put a new queen into a new hive, that just the pheromones aren't off and they try to supersede them?
That's what the science project was about. Yeah. That they figured, well, the mama queen is bad or sick or whatever. We need to get rid of her and get a good one. So, and that also plays in the fact that, you know, a homegrown queen that's never been caged, that let's say you drop a cell in, doesn't have that problem. And
I think if you just cage them for a very short period of time, it's not a big deal. But the ones that are caged for extended is not good. Yeah. Like I do a lot of like I'll cage it just to transfer it from one hive to another, and they're in there like one day. I don't think that that's a big deal, but I think when you cage them and ship them, or cage them and bank them, like not virgins, I mean mated queens, that it messes up their pheromones somehow. I don't know exactly how.
Yeah, like now Joe there, Perry, he was talking about that, and I seen Zach. Zach's kind of a local guy for us. Lamas. He was talking about where your queens get infected with viruses from the mites, and then with that, if she lays other eggs, those eggs are also infected by the viruses. They're already pre-infected. If she lays eggs and they turn them into queen cells, those queens are also infected. And all. And so we need to, that was a while back, I've been talking about the viral loads and stuff and trying to, I was talking to Zach about that, and I said, you know, it's sort of an ongoing problem, you know, that while we're having all these different issues with queens and stuff. So
is Zach Lamas, is he at the Beltsville Bee Lab?
He was. Now he's up at Baltimore CCBC, Community College of Baltimore or something like that
Right.
on the west side.
I was wondering where I heard that name from. I thought it was that.
Yeah, he stopped by the Maryland State Convention that night. What was that? He must have went.
I haven't been drifting over.
Okay.
Hey,
I thought you might.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Philip.
How do they test for viruses?
Do what?
How do they test for viruses in bees?
How they test for viruses?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they probably have different fluids that they, dunk the squashed up bees in, and it gives them an idea, I think, or maybe through a machine they got.
I think what they send them off to the bee lab, and I think they got what they got like little petri dishes of the viruses or whatever, and frozen, I believe, so they can cross reference, and then I think they take samples off of bees that you send in, and they compare it. Whoever's at the bee lab probably already knows what some of the viruses and diseases look like, just like off the top of the head. But I've seen things like that in the people side of the thing where they test for viruses and all that. So that may be it.
Well, that's like our Sybil, our inspector. She was talking about that, and she was like giving a scenario where this one lady, all the bees looked great, and there was a whole population, and they all died, and they all went out the front door and died at the entrance. It was some kind of spray or whatever. Well, when she got there, she says, "Well, look at the bees. They got their wings. They can't close their wings and fold them." On top of their body like they're supposed to. They're stuck out on both sides. And there was a type of a virus for that. And then you got...
I think it's what, K-wing or something like that?
I don't know whether it's called...
K-wing is what they call the behavior. I don't know if that's the virus specifically. When I see K-wing, I do get a little concerned. I see it every now and again. There's always a few walking around like that, it seems like. But you have a lot of them.
And then there's like the shiny black fire, where their bees are black and then lose their color. I didn't
really
realize
acute paralysis virus.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
It starts progressively starting to lose their color. And they turn black looking and they're shiny looking.
They lost all their hair is the reason they look like that.
But Michael Jackson disease, yes, I remember that one. Yeah.
What's that?
I said the Michael Jackson disease.
Okay, whatever.
I treated my first hives with Apigard today. I had some really bad looking cat brood the other day in the yard. I'm like, oh, is it going to be a queen problem? But then I found where the eggs were, and the egg pattern looked fantastic. I'm like, oh, probably mites. But I didn't have a wash kit with me. I went today, and sure enough, it was 2 hives, bad mites. So many people look at that like shotgun-looking brood pattern and immediately think the queen's got to be replaced. I mean, if you're trying to use VSH genetics, maybe, but I mean they're pulling the stuff out, so they're doing their hygienic behavior, But the mites just kind of got the upper hand. So I hit them with Apigard today, and I did 34 grams, and I'm going to do 33 in 7 days, and another 7 days, I'll do another 33 grams. Hopefully that'll take care of it. They weren't going to make me honey.
How hot was it today, Eddie?
What's that?
What's the temperature today?
Not too bad, but the humidity is 100%.
Well, if it's 100%, it's raining.
No, it actually can be 100% not rain, although it is raining right now. But it's been raining almost every day for a week, and we got some rain scheduled for every day for the next 7 days too, right in the middle of our tallow flow.
And what is your temperature range at now? Is it 90 degrees?
Oh no, we haven't hit 90. We've been in the 80s.
All right, well that's decent. That's easy.
The humidity's stayed in the 90s.
Now, you got some type of flow. Of course, it's been raining, so there's no way of getting them any flow, right?
They were working when the sun was out this morning, which I don't know how because it's been raining every day. We should wash everything out.
Well, did you feed them? What I was getting at. because that's what I figured on doing is when I dropped my Thiamol in there, I was going to feed them like Benny and them talked about, keep her laying and all.
I didn't. I'm going to start feeding when I pull my honey and kind of feed almost across the board. And that's depending on the weather. I was thinking it was going to be this next week, but I'm not pulling honey in the rain.
No, I wouldn't either.
No. So it's going to kind of depend on the weather. I really like to try to pull it before the flow's done. And then I either throw buckets on to start feeding before it ends to kind of keep them drawing wax. But this year, I think I'm going to have almost all the comb I have drawn. So I think I'm going to just make a bunch of splits. I made an extra 50 divider boards. I'm going to do some vertical splits. I'm going to do some splits into nukes just to get a jump on things for next year. So I can get up to about, I don't know, 225, 250 before the winter.
It's too early to start thinking about next year. Stop it.
I'm already thinking
Not
about
too early to start thinking about the
It's
next.
barely been warm yet. You got to wait till at least solstice, then I'll accept your talk.
I mean, our flow is going to be over here very shortly. I mean, I say the tallow seems like it's a little spread out, a little more spread out even than usual, and it usually is pretty spread out. But I feel like it's much more spread out. I still see stuff that got another week on it. So, but once the tallow is done, usually that's the end of it for us.
Yeah, we're so far behind you. We still have like dandelions. Dandelions and clover are still going up here.
I have privet blooming where I'm at now. I didn't know what privet looked like until I actually looked into it. That shit is everywhere down here.
Was it a bush or something? Because I don't see anything like. Of course,
Yeah,
It's a shrub, yeah.
it's like a shrub. It's got kind of thick branches, but it's not like super thick. But it's
Y'all have Yopon holly. It looks almost just like Yopon holly, but not the leaves don't have the different colors. Because everybody, half the people down here think the Yopon's the privet. It blooms a little bit before it usually. And it's privet's blooming. Like, no, it's the Yopon. But they all grow in the same place, but they look the same when they're not blooming.
I don't even know what Yopon is.
It's a
I think.
wild.
Yeah, I think it. It's a ligustrum, so it's related to that wax leaf ligustrum, which is a big leaf, smaller. But there's also a couple of different kinds of privet, at least I know, because there are a lot of them. Like, matter of fact, I'm driving by and seeing a bunch of it on the side of the road here that's already bloomed out. But over where I'm from, it just started blooming. But you guys did it really early, Eddie.
Yeah,
we don't get it until middle of May.
Yeah, the Chinese privet's earlier. That's the kind of wild stuff that's everywhere. And then the Japanese privet, which people call a ligustrum, they plant themselves. That comes a little bit later, but it's already happened too. That's done also here.
Yeah, I was talking about the Chinese privet. That's what I got this little app. I don't know if y'all have that or not, but it's I forget what, or it's on my phone. But it scans all the. I know Google Images can do it too, but it's a specific app made for scanning flowers and stuff. And it came up Chinese privet when I scanned it. I got it all over the backyard. Didn't even know it.
Yeah, mine came up Chinese privet too, but I'm gonna check it again. Now that you got, because I was calling it Japanese privet until Google told me it was Chinese privet. But I'm gonna look at it again.
The Japanese is more of an ornamental that people are planting usually. It's got a bigger leaf, and the blooms are prettier and it blooms more. And the Chinese.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the Chinese stuff comes up everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about is the Chinese then, because it just chokes out all the wooded areas. It likes to grow on the edges of the woods, and it'll go into the woods and take over if it can get any sun at all.
And I did notice a lot of the fields around my house. I believe they planted they planted something in there, but what's popping up is like this purple flower, and I think they call it like tough or something tough. And it grows about like 1.5 feet tall. And it's I forget how. It's kind of like got like a cone-shaped flower head or whatever, but the petals just grow down on it. and it's something
And
tough.
this is what, in a field or in a?
Yeah, they're purple, like purple violet, like violet flowers, and
I think I know what you're talking about. We have them here too.
Is that dead
I
nettle?
can't remember what they're called.
not dead nettle. I know what that is.
Yeah.
I looked it up the other day and I can't remember. DC, I need you to figure out what I'm thinking. You usually know a lot of things. But yeah, I looked it up and they said that the bees love that. Like it's a late spring crop, and I got it everywhere down here.
Hairy vetch.
No, hairy vetch is just a little.
Was it vetch or tough?
No, a hairy vetch doesn't have a cone on it though.
That's it. It's a vetch, not tough.
Really? Okay, I was thinking hairy vetch when you said purple flower.
Hey, look, DC knows what I was thinking. I can count on him.
It doesn't have hairy vetch. Hairy vetch just is like a lot of petals that run along the stem.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think they have a cone though. Like a cone. We have a lot of cone flower varieties. We have what they call the black-eyed Susan. All that.
I thought I had pictures of it on my phone, but I didn't.
Yeah, hairy vetch is really good. It just doesn't bloom for very long. It only blooms for about maybe 2 weeks.
Yes, I've been noticing that for like the past week. So I guess I got about a week of it left. Then
I've seen that. I'm looking at the picture of it, but
it doesn't grow very tall.
It's
It's like a foot and a half.
Yeah, it makes a really good cover crop. It's really good for the soil. I think it returns a lot of nutrients to the soil. If you run your hands through it, it's like sandpaper. The leaves on it are.
I mean, that it is in a lot of the fields for like crops that grow. So I'm guessing that's why it's there.
it's a cover crop.
Cover crop, yeah.
Look like this. I don't know what are.
Can't see. What's yeah.
We don't use it as cover crop here. It just grows in the fields. It looks almost like a type of nettle, but it's not.
Uh-oh.
Something. My screen's black. What's wrong?
Yeah, hold on.
It's
Somebody
dark.
did it.
Why can't we see?
I thought I went blind for a second.
No, I hit the wrong button.
We're back. Yeah, so I got that coupled with privet growing right now.
And one color of it looks like the stuff you see growing on the sides of what the state plants, for erosion control.
Yeah, it's a little lighter color than what you were showing.
I thought that was. I looked up something like that too. I thought that was. It's like in wetlands and stuff, and they said that it's. I thought that was an invasive plant. The one that I think you're talking about.
AI says it makes phenomenal honey. I don't think. Who knows? So anyway, so you got your queens, Dave, in mating boxes. You still got a bunch in the cell or incubator.
Yeah, I have all 40 styrofoam mating nukes made. They had a cell in them. Wednesday was the worst day to do that. It was like 90-something degrees. I was fat boy huffing that whole day.
And how did you finally come up with a way of populating them things? I know we had talked about that last week.
So I had 6 running already, and they had drawn some comb out. So I went and took that drawn comb, not all of it. I took 3 frames out of each one of them, and I tried to populate as many of them as possible to give them some drawn comb to latch onto. And then I just went to the hive that I did my queen cells in, that I did my grafts in. They had like 6 or 7 frames hatch out, and they were drawing queen cells everywhere, like they were ready to swarm. I just completely took I took majority of those bees and put them in a bucket, and I sprayed them down with some water to keep them like not running around. They're flying away. And then I just went hive to hive with a cup, and it would work so much better if you had a second person to like close the lid as you filled them up.
Yeah,
it's a huge deal.
That was a pain because as soon as you fill them up, you got to worry about the bees coming out of the bucket, and then you got the bees coming out of the styrofoam mating nuke, and you got to try and close it up without smashing like 50 of them. When you first dump them in there, you got to like 3 or 4 seconds before they're starting to come out. So I did that for you.
Use some water. Did you try to use like some sugar water, light sugar water?
No, so I tried that with the first 6, and this is where I think I used like it was a big spray bottle, and I used a cup of sugar in there just to make some light sugar syrup, not nothing too heavy. And when I sprayed them, I noticed that when I came back 4 days later, 3 of those nukes were like completely dead. All the bees were dead on the bottom. And I was wondering if the sugar syrup had something to do with that. Like it stuck them, and they just couldn't clean themselves off in time, and then they just got cold at night. So I don't know. So I switched over to the water, and I haven't checked yet, but when I walked over there, I heard them like nipping at the styrofoam. Like you hear little prickly noises when you walk by there. So I know most of them are still alive. I haven't released them yet. I want to sit for like 2 or 3 days this time.
When you release them, do it right at
dark.
I
did 40 of those, and then I made 9 5-frame nukes to try and eat up 9 more cells. I made 2-frame splits out of them, and I still got 13 in the incubator. So, yeah, I've made 37 5-frame nukes out of 1x10s and 1x12s, and I'm just trying to get them painted so I can get them deployed as quick as possible.
What'd you want to say, Eddie?
Oh, I was saying when you open them,
I can't hear him.
At dark, you'll have less fly away.
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, I'm here. He said to open them up at dark, just before dark.
He's having hearing problems. He'll be back.
Nope. So Charlie, I wanted to ask you about your video today, which I really enjoyed, and I thought the cinematicness of it was really enjoyable. I watched it. What I was curious about is you started with your game plan and then everything kind of changed. But did you ever look into your honey supers? Like, did you find the queen?
There's no queen up. Everybody seemed that their queen was upstairs, and that's not the issue. I had queen cells, possible. What do you call them? There we go. Supersedure cells in the bottom. I think I left them in there the last time. So when I got out there on the side of it was a wad of bees about that big, about 6 or 8 inches long, about 4 or 5 inches wide. And then there was bees just splattered all over the front and the sides of the hive. And I'm down here going through some other hive number 1 and number 2, just taking things, looking at him. And then I went back to the shop to get some more supplies, and I came back and I said, we got to, had a helper with me that day. And we got to get into this hive because I thought maybe it was swarming. And what my mind thought was, well, she laid up everything in the bottom. It's been 2 weeks or whatever. And they're like, hey, run out of room. And when I got in there, I had some cells. I seen a couple of them that were open, swarm cells or supersedure cells. And I didn't have a whole bunch of eggs and everything. And I'm like, okay, that was maybe a virgin going out, or maybe a mated virgin coming back in. And they all went into the hive. So, at that point in time, it's just close the hive back on up and then going down the line. Come back next week or 2 and see whether you got some eggs and all. and that's my biggest problem all this summer is my queens are not performing like they should. I mean, yeah, I watched Brian from Castle Hives today with his demery, and I've been helping him out, telling him, what to do and stuff. But look at the size of his hive. The bees, you had huge amount of bees upstairs. You had plenty of bees down in the bottom. You had frames of slab brood. That's the kind of hive that you can demery and have a huge population, and they won't swarm, and they'll make you plenty of honey. When you open up that super, and that super is slam packed full of bees, that's going to be a full super of honey for you. If it's only got 6 frames of bees in there, you maybe got a half a super of honey. That's all they're going to make for you. You don't have enough population.
So you haven't gotten into those supers yet of those ones that you lifted on the list?
They've been some of them super. I've got some hives that have got 2 to 3 supers on them.
Well, no, but that particular one that you were doing the video on.
Particular one, I had about I had, I think, 3 boxes on that.
Yeah, you had 3 boxes on it. Yeah.
Our top box was empty, and because it had rained for a week when I put that on there, and the other 2, one's full and one's 3/4 full, I would say. And then it got cold for 4 or 5 days, or cold or whatever, rainy or whatever it was, and I'm like, I already knew before I lifted it up just to check it that there wasn't going to be anything in there. So I do have weather problems.
I was hopeful for you that queen had snuck through the excluder somehow. It's like it was in the honey super.
There's no eggs or brood upstairs.
Nothing, eh? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was really curious about.
I went through those hives after about every 5 or 6 days after you're putting that brood up there. I go through there, lift them frames up, and I cut the cells out and all, if there's that many. But I haven't had a tremendous amount of brood frames going upstairs. I mean, I was like, I was talking to Ryan today, Williamson, when he called about that. And he said, well, how's the flow doing? He says, if the flow ain't all that great, she'll slow down on rearing a lot of brood and stuff because it ain't coming in. And he says, and he's having the same thing down there between rain and drought and fly weather. And they had in his area, they had a really bad frost, like, I think
it was first part of May. We had really bad frost.
Right. Well, he was talking about all that, and I says, he was asking me about it. I'm like, I was just got to go back in the rolls here. Joe up in Perry County, Pennsylvania there. He had a frost up there where it was 28 degrees, I think is what he told me. Well, down here where we're at, it was like 38 degrees was the lowest, somewhere in that neighborhood. Well, we the locust trees were spared. We had at least around 14 days of locust bloom, which is not as good normally. Usually we've always got a busting rain that just washes everything away. This year it was more dry. It was a longer bloom, but it was also cold. And it's like Robert that it's up in Pennsylvania that Bill knows and I know. He was saying, it was cold weather up there that kept the bees inside. That's the problem. No rain, but when it's 50 or 60 degrees, they won't fly much. Unless, that kind of a thing. There it is, right here, Joe. Joe, it was bad last week in April. It killed black locust and tulip poplar and all that. And see, that's 2 main crops up there, which is the same thing we have here, but we didn't get quite that freezy weather and all. So it's just been and we're 2 weeks ahead of time normally for everybody. It seems to be. And, I can tell you that for sure when it comes to, locust was usually blooming the 2nd or 3rd week of May. And heck, it was 2 weeks early. And then the last 4 years, you usually by April 1, the weather had it gets to the point where it's maybe rainy in April. April showers bring May flowers type thing. And it's usually warm during the day, and it's 50, 60 degrees at night. And it's been like wintertime the last 2 or 3 years in April. So it's been a crazy. The weather patterns are changing.
I hear you.
Seems like
Well, where
everybody.
I came up, they always had the saying, like, don't even bother planting your garden before May 24 weekend, which was in Canada. That was last weekend. So it's never on May 24. It's always the weekend before May 24. Why? I don't know. It's just what it is. But never plant your garden before May 24 weekend.
Well, I think what
You'll
is
always
it?
get frost.
Mother's Day as they go by around here.
Yeah, similar to that. And now it's like things are just starting to get started.
Well,
So we got us northern boys. You southern boys a little different, but we got lots coming down the pipe. I think it's looking good for us, especially guys like me in DC. We're gonna do really good this year.
Yeah. So I don't know. So Michael, what blew up in your factory? One of your $100,000 presses?
Oh no, it was that. It's a water leak. It had a blowout. So those little parts I was running, those little crushers, I went back there to dump the bin of them out, and I dumped the whole bin. I had about 500 pieces in it, and I dumped it, and then water was in the bottom of my tub. And I touched it, and it wasn't condensation. It had slick, so I had glycol in it. So I started looking around the mold, and I've got a water leak, and I had a fitting about to blow out, so I had to hurry up and shut everything down. Nothing major. It's just one of those things that happens in molding stuff.
Right.
So I was here doing piddly stuff anyway. I mean, playing with parts and packing up bourbon honey and shipping out to people. And I got a bunch of different kinds of hats in I'm looking at over here and trying to decide what hats I'm going to buy, because people keep bugging me to have hats or something they can buy. So got a bunch of different kinds and things in I'm looking at and trying to decide what I'm doing. Just wrapping up loose ends before the holiday weekend.
That's a problem worth having, Michael.
Yeah, see, my problem is I can't try hats. I can't try them on because I have a really big head. So all these other hats that people can wear, I can put them on, and they're like halfway up. They're like this on me, so I can't tell if they're comfortable or not. Because I'm a hat snob and I buy expensive ones for me. But yeah,
There's Kevin.
I'll tell you what. Very few people have ever asked me to sell them a hat.
I'm surprised.
I think it's a sign. They're like, you've made it in life to a certain level if someone wants to buy your hat.
I keep having people asking me, and I'm like, really? It's like, you want to buy a hat? Like, yeah, when are you going to have merch? I'm like, I don't plan on ever having merch. Like,
that's like that. You know what that is? They want your autograph, man. That's what that is, and they want to give you money.
I guess. I mean, so I got some in. I mean,
paid advertisement. They're paying you to advertise your stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what they're doing.
There's a big difference. A couple of dollars in terms of hats makes a huge difference in quality.
Yep.
I bought some that I don't even want to give them away to people for free. They may just.
Hey, you know what? If you sold a $50 hat, don't worry. Wait, hold on. I'm just assuming $50 is a lot for a hat. I haven't looked at how much a hat is nowadays.
No, so like
I might be right on what a hat's worth.
No, like so.
That's expensive.
So I got a big head. So I like to wear the fitted, the flex fit ones. That there is no snap or anything. They like have give in them. So these are what I call like expensive hats. They're, $20, $25. I got to ship them in. You go down, then there's the trucker style hat that has the snap and all that. So I'm trying to find a good compromise, something that's comfortable and worth the money, in case somebody wants some. But I'm not a clothing store. I mean, I'm never going to have shirts and all that mess and just hats.
Maybe you are. Maybe you are a clothing store and you don't know it yet.
No, that's Apis Tactical. Apis Tactical and their shirts and pants and all there. No, I'm not a clothing brand.
Your 21st B logo, like it's so confusing. And like I know you don't even live on that street. That's the thing I heard. You live like 5 blocks away or something.
I don't know. Yeah, that's
You're not on 21st Street.
no,
Like I don't know where you are.
no. That's a mixture of day 21 for the solstices, 21st for we're in the 21st century, 21 days, making queen, all that, or making bee, all that kind of stuff. So
And not that I'm stalking you or anything. Like I've never looked, but I was on when somebody was talking about this earlier. It's like you live on 16th Street or whatever, and they're like, "You live on 21st Street." And it's like, no, I live on 16th. It's like, oh, all right.
the building's on 28th Street.
That's what it is.
I don't even live in Van Buren. I live technically in Cedarville.
The building's on 28th Street,
north.
so it's not 28th B. It's 21st.
No, it's a much shortened version of a really long name, and that's just kind of what it got. So it is what it is.
It's marketable, man. It's really marketable. So you should work on the shirts. I think you should.
No.
You know what? If you went to Nobby and you brought a few frames and you bought like a retarded amount of t-shirt, like fashionable t-shirts and hats, I bet you'd make way more money on the shirts and hats than you would on the frames.
And
probably
shipping too.
Maybe I'd pay for my gas bill there and back. Maybe. Man, I just put diesel in my truck yesterday. $95.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
We already did this.
To go 380 miles.
We've done shipping costs already. Let's not do it again.
I want to say hi to 3G's Farm for dropping in.
Yeah, so chat people, since y'all are on here, I don't know how many's on here. I can't see a number.
It's only got 59.
Oh.
Everybody's over on Cayman's listening.
Right, so you 59 people are in my test group. So trucker style hat. Oh man, the camera's backwards.
All right, hold on.
Got the darker lines around that with the mesh and the snapback. That's my compromise between good quality and price. So if that's something y'all are actually interested in, tell me, and maybe I'll actually get a dozen and drag them around with me. Because if not, I'm not going to bother with it.
No, make expensive hats.
Unless you want the fancy ones that I wear that are flex fits and all that good fun stuff.
If you're gonna make a hat. Don't fuck around. Excuse me. Don't fart around.
Now this is terrible.
You're high end, man. You're the most expensive bee frames in existence.
$789.
That's some of that California diesel.
Oh yeah.
So, Michael, down here in the South, we need the trucker's hat for summer and the golf hat for winter. So, you have to do both. Because that other hat you're talking about is too dang hot to wear in the summer here.
Yeah, it's like we only get up to about 110 or 12 here in the summer, so I don't know what it's like hotter than that. I know it gets a lot hotter. Hell, I'm going to the summer clinic in Victoria in about 3 weeks. I'm kind of curious to see how warm it is down there already. Being that close.
If you're gonna sell those hats in like Fargo, Minnesota, they got to have those ear flaps that drop down. Inside.
Yeah, for us Canadians, are gonna make toques.
I don't know.
He doesn't even want to do regular hats now. You got to make him do special stuff.
I would wear
beanies, like beanie hats. You would do well with that too.
See, it's like
especially that time of year.
I don't make anything. I don't make anything for the masses. I make them the way I like them. So I make frames the way I want them. I make bourbon honey to the way I like to taste it. Hats the way I like them. And if nobody likes them, then that's not my problem.
No,
I need the stocking cap.
Beanies.
I need the stocking cap, Michael.
You'll sell all of them.
I've got that acute paralysis going on. I'm losing all my hair. Paralysis virus, right?
Hey, mine's thinning out pretty good. That's why I was cutting it right now. My hat head looks like I've got ball patches sometimes.
Probably fell from your head down to your face.
Yeah, I need to transfer some of this white and gray and move it up. You know you're getting old when I look down every day at my wrist. I was like, why is there a big white patch on my wrist? Damn, how old am I?
Shit, I had gray hair in 5th grade. So
I've always had like whites and silvers, but like I'm getting patches, and now on my arms I'm getting like a patch here and a patch there, and I'm like,
well, Dave, all the other kids in 5th grade weren't 30.
If I make it to 50, I'll be doing good at this point.
There you go, there, Michael.
Well, I don't smoke, so I couldn't help you with that because I'd have to like it. And
I was gonna say, if you were gonna do shirts, I got a good site that I just found out for good shirts. Shirtspace.com.
oh, like I don't want to get into the whole inventory of all the sizes and just at least hats. It's like, is your head big or really big? If it's really big like mine, you're not going to fit this.
Dude, I like hats like I like my pants, flex fit. You know, when you eat too much, they expand a little bit, and when you're good to go, they're back at the regular size.
See, if I don't get a flex fit hat, I have to go find hats at a place called bigheads.com. So I just go a flex fit.
And if you don't tap
that's a real site that we have to get my dad hats and stuff from too, because all the Mayhars have gigantic heads.
I think you have a really good brand, and you could actually, like, just beyond beekeeping, you could it kind of sounds like a fashion brand if you did it right. Like, you could do a lot with it.
I don't know. I got one from a bee club and one that I get from down there. I don't know what it is. They fit around my head, but one fits down on my head better than the other for some reason. I don't know the way it's made or just what it is.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm a hat snob, so I'm super picky. If they don't fit just right, I never put them back on again. Just
and get into shoes. Get into trainers. Make some Chuck Taylors.
I mean, we have a sewing area in here, seamstresses and all that. I wouldn't even get into bee suits or bee gloves or none.
No. Yeah, like Chuck Taylors or something like that. Yeah, or boxer shorts or something. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Chucks would be the easiest one to get into because they sell their shit off to everybody.
Yep.
Hey, say hi to Sean there. Somebody new's just coming in.
Yeah. I tell you, I need to find a frame grabber that's comfortable to my hands.
Why do you need a frame grabber? That's for newbies.
I like frame grabbers. I like to take I have an old frame grabber with basically it looks like a screwdriver sticking off the end, and that's why I use the brake. I do everything one-handed.
Yeah.
But with plastic frames, the little teeth on the bottom of it, there's nothing to bite. So I use a different kind that's made to go, underneath them. And I realize how much I hate the damn things. I've always taken my old ones and taken the springs and all that out of them, so I can just grab it and hold it in my hand. Because I've got really bad arthritis and carpal tunnel, so it destroys my hands after a couple hours keeping those things death gripped.
Just get yourself a J hook and you pull it up. You grab it on the one end, pull it up the other way, and raise it up with the J hook, and voila, you got your.
I use a J hook in my other hand, so I work bees in my left and my grabber here. And I just pop and twist, and I use my J hook to stick under it, and I flip it, and I just jam it back down. And I can burn through hives doing that. That's just how
a lot of times I always I have two frame grabbers in my bucket, but it's never close by. But when I really want to have a frame grabber is when I've got one frame in my hand that's got the queen on it or something. And then I want to pull another frame just to give enough room to put her back in without rolling her. But I take my J hook and I'm holding the frame with my left hand with a queen on. I'm trying to pop up that frame and grab it at the same time, and it pops up, drops down, pops up. If I had a frame grabber, I can just pull it out and put the other one back in.
Yeah, see, mine I can go so much faster because I don't have to break anything loose separately. I don't have to put both my hands on them. So, like, if this is in my box, I can just grab it. I can take my grabber with my little pokey part and just give it a twist straight up in my J hook. I just sit it here and rest it on it. Look at what I got to look at, flip it over, and it just goes right back in. I never have to actually take my hands off anything. So when I do need to like go through for marking queens or whatever, I can just blast through hives like it's nobody's business. And my hands are big, so it keeps my hands away from smashing bees. And part of it too with my arthritis and my carpal, I have spasms where my hand will just let go of stuff. So if I'm holding the frame with this hand and it just lets go, if it's heavy enough, I'm dropping the whole entire frame of bees. If it's in a holder, I can actually wrap my hand around it, and if my pressure lets off, my hand's still in the holder, and I can catch it and make sure I don't drop it. So I've got I've seen they have the big ones with the wood handles and all that and the locks. I'm not going to go into that mess. I'm gonna have to modify mine to make it more comfortable. Because what happens is the bar on the inside of my thumb after hours, it just digs in down to the bone, and that's what gets me gripping it, and it just like a pin, like sinking into it. So I might have to 3D print me a little molded thing to put on there, I guess.
I think I'm gonna quit marking queens. I've killed like probably 5 or 6 queens this year because I handled them too roughly. They didn't die immediately. The next time I went in there, they were gone. And some of them I just killed. So one of them I left in the clip for like 2 hours and came back and went, oh damn, she was dead. I'm thinking about switching to the thumbtack technique where this is the color my queen is in there and just push it back. It doesn't make it easy to find her, but at least you kind of know how old she is.
Yeah, well, how do you know if she gets like superseded or something?
No, you don't. That's the drawback. But like I said, I've killed so many good queens this year. I'm like, I gotta do. Well, and you know what it is? I'm wearing those latex gloves, and you put too much confidence in those gloves. I need to be before I mess with that queen. I need to pull those gloves off, which I just get in too big of a hurry to pull them off so I can handle it properly. So that's what it is I'm wearing those stupid latex gloves instead of taking them off when I go to market queen. Take your time.
Do you have spicy bees or something? You need the gloves?
Well, I wear them. Here's my theory on gloves. Yes, some of them are spicy, and it also depends on whether they're the birds or whatever, because they get pretty defensive when they're trying to defend their resources. But when I'm only doing a couple of little things like feeding, I'll usually not wear gloves until I get about 5 stings, and then I'll put them on. But when I know I've got a lot to do, I just go ahead and start with the gloves because I need to move a little quicker. And then I run across the queen. Oh, let's go ahead and mark her. I don't take the glove. To me, if I take my gloves off to mark the queen, I'm not going to worry about whether the bees are stinging me or not. At that point, it is what it is, you know.
See, I started marking my new ones this year, and I wear my Apish tactical gloves the whole time I'm doing it. I just got one of those little round marking cages that presses in.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't have metal.
Where did you get that? Because I'm looking for one of those and I can't find one. I think Betterbeat might sell them. But I looked on Amazon and they have crappy ones with plastic.
Yeah.
Look like they hurt.
The one I have, it's like sewing thread, so it has that real nice.
Yeah.
I got
That's
it
what I
at
want.
my friend's beekeeping shop in Russellville, and
Okay.
you can buy them online. I looked every day. He's out of stock.
What are you talking about? A crown of thorns?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what you call
Okay,
it.
it's a round circle with pins, and it's got thread crisscross like.
Yeah, it's hard to find the ones that thread now. They're either plastic or they're metal.
Man Lake has the one that I have that has the sewing thread.
Do you? Well, then they're somewhere. I didn't even know they had them like that.
Yeah,
But,
I got mine.
I can do those and have gloves on, and it's pretty easy.
Those with the sharp ones there, seems like they would kill a lot of bees if you didn't get that queen just right. So like you would impale it. But I guess it would happen no matter what you had.
Just reach down there with your bare fingers, hold her down on the frame, mark her, and then let her go.
Yeah, or they got that new stick. I think Bill. You or show that off not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. It's got like that little rubber band on it, just a stick. Kind of looks like a flossing stick.
Yeah.
I got one of those. All the hell Hives gave me one of those, and not be that. It looks like you would cut her head off, but I probably wouldn't. Yes, I would cut her in half.
Philip, you got microphone, or is that just off your phone, or what's going on?
Yeah, I've got the earpiece in, so I couldn't hear you guys very well.
Like choppy.
So, yeah. And I might have a bad connection.
Yeah, see, those little rubber band queen markers, the way my hands are moving, I don't trust myself. I know I'd decapitate queens. That's why I have to go the other route, so my hands are off of her. So the worst is if I mess one up, I make a mess out of the paint on her, but I'm not chopping her head off, just because physically where my hands are doing.
I use the push-in one, and I've kind of gotten. I think somebody said that it kills other bees and stuff around her. I've got to the point where like I'll like blow down onto the frame and it'll get them all scattering away, and then I'll kind of poke at the queen and then get her to go up to where I just blew, and she'll be in an open area by herself, and then I'll just push it down on it. And she's the only one in there.
So I'm curious about this little cage. You're talking about the little round thing with the pins, right?
It's got a whole bunch of little sticks all the way around. I mean, like
Yeah, it's called a push-in cage.
So if you do that and if this pin's hit another bee, isn't there a good chance you get alarm pheromone on that queen and get her killed?
That's what but I used to do that. I used to kill bees by accident, and I haven't had any of them get triggered and go after the queen, but I've started blowing on the hive, or blowing on the frame where she's at to get all the bees to start scattering, and then I'll poke at her to get her to go up to that clean area, and then she's the only one that I'm caging, and she's the only one in the area.
I guess I haven't bothered with mine. I just drop it on, and I'll catch 2 or 3 bees under there. If there's very many bees, I'll lift up a corner and blow to kind of run a few out. But generally, I just drop it on, get it where I want, push it in. If I hit a bee, I hit a bee. But mine,
the real pain is when you push it down on there, then all the bees that are not under it come in and just start getting on top of it. And you're like,
yeah, that's
get out of the way.
Yeah,
So you guys rock with that little razor-looking thing that Brian has at Castle Hives? It looks like a razor, like without a razor, it's like there's like an I don't know, it's an elastic band that goes across.
Yeah, that's just one of the normal little hold downs. This looks like this looks like it looks like a little round disc, and it looks like the bottom of a bunch of cut off nails. So it has like a little cage, like a little row all the way around it. It's like I don't have a picture. I'd put a video up using one every day.
But it's like one of those Temu cages, although it probably has a soft top rather than like a plastic grid. Right?
Yeah, instead of a plastic or metal grid, this is just like sewing thread. So in my video, I actually have queens. If they turn around and push up, they can push out of the way and walk out, so they won't get jammed up in it. Because if it's metal or plastic, some of mine would just get their heads jammed, and I'd never get them out. I'd end up killing them.
Mm.
So, but you can push down on her, and if you push a little too much, the thread will give instead of crushing her down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really easy to kind of move it around and position her exactly where you want. But if you leave it up and give her too much room to run around, she's eventually going to flip over and find it and then wiggle her way out. So you just kind of have to watch what you're doing with it. And if there's bees, if there's cat brood underneath and you push in, you're stabbing cat brood underneath it. That's one of the other downsides. But if I kill 10 bees marking a queen, I don't care.
Can cat bees release alarm pheromone?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I think I heard somewhere that they do, but when it's in mass numbers.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Hey, just think of it as you're doing a hygiene test when you kill all this cat brood. Don't they do that hygiene test where they take it's like 15 pricks and they just stick it in the cat brood?
Cat brood test, yeah.
Yeah. Just think
when I go through a hive, I commit much worse crimes than like killing just 10 bees. None of it intentional. But yeah, I'll never go through a hive without killing many more than 10 bees. That's for sure.
So Eddie, I got something I talked to you about not too long ago when you were saying you're trying to keep cool down there, and it's one of these little belt clip fans.
Okay.
This is a newer one that's on Amazon. This isn't like the Milwaukee ones or whatever, but this one it'll frost up right here, and it's cold.
Really?
Now, it hooks to your belt on one side, and then you jam your shirt in on this side, on this clip, and it holds it in place. And it just, like wherever you put it, it just blows up on your back. Or if you put it on your back, it blows up on your back. You put it like on your front pocket, it'll just blow up the front of your shirt. So it's really good.
What's it called?
It's a weird name. It's Mux NW, like MUXNW. It's $30 on Amazon.
You said MUX?
MUXNW.
Portable air conditioner.
So you may want to give that a try. $30, that's worth a try.
Yeah. I'm looking. I see it.
It's available on Amazon for $18.
Well, I'm looking at one for $29.
Yeah, I got the $29. I think the $10 or the $29 one is just because it's got a flashlight or something on it. But yeah, it
If
gets
you
up-
order it right now, you can get it by Sunday.
Yeah. Now, when I had it under my shirt, it was only affecting like that side, but that side is still better than nothing. You know.
That's your hot side.
Yeah. Then you get tired. If that side gets too cold, or you just want to switch it over, just switch over to the other side.
Yeah, you can take it, put it inside inside your veil, flip it to the collar, and turn it on, and you have air conditioned veil.
Yeah,
that's what I think I would want to do is on my head, on my face, you know.
Well, they got those ones that go around your neck and back.
What's that?
You might not want to do that because if you learn this in the military, if your head is cooler than your core, you don't realize that your core is overheating. So you may want to try and keep your core, like your chest and all that, cool, as opposed to your head. Okay. I know it feels shitty when you're all hot on your head, but you got to try and keep your core cool.
Well, if you want to get really nerdy about it, if you do the inside of your wrist right here, if you can put like a cold plate there, like this is race car stuff, right? If you can put a cold plate there, it'll just drop, like, because all your veins go past there, it'll cool off your blood, which gets pumped through your heart, goes through your body, and will cool you off immensely. Because this is like a really easy access to your veins.
And a thing to
if you were to make a product. Yeah.
Another thing to avoid is try avoiding putting like cold things on the back of your neck, because then that's sending mixed signals up to your head.
Where that's the way I like to cool off.
It feels good, but it's tricking your brain into thinking you're cooler than you actually are.
Everybody disagrees with you. No,
I know.
We want to be cool.
I'm gonna put my hand in ice water too to cool down.
Yeah, the best thing to do is this is another thing I learned in the military. If you got like longer sleeves or some kind of sleeves, dunk your hands and like your arms in like water, cold water, ice water, and then just hold your hands up and let all that ice water drip down, like down your pits and down your side. It'll make you gasp for a second, but does it feel good? It feels so good.
Yeah, my biggest problem down here is the humidity is so high. I'm sopping wet immediately, and
you can't perspire, you can't sweat.
Nothing evaporates.
Yeah.
The air already is holding as much moisture as it can hold, so it just goes nowhere.
Dave, I have the inverse tip for you. It's actually a cold water thing. This is a winter thing. If you find yourself, you're out in like, kind of like 0 degree weather, like but it's wet, like you're on the water, and it's like the ice should be freezing or whatever. Anyways, you're out, say you're like sailing or whatever, your hands are freezing. What you do, hands are cold. You take them, you put them in, like once you really start getting tingling, you come in, you put your hands in hot water, heat them up again, and then put them back in cold water right again, and then pull them out and then get back into it. All of a sudden, it just sorts out your veins and your nerves, and you will not have cold hands for the rest of whatever you're doing. Like you won't have numb fingers.
Like a numb therapy or like a numb suppressant or something.
Well, yeah, it gets cold and you heat them up and you cool them off. I don't know what it is, but it works. Yeah, it's mind blowing. Like if you go hiking or whatever.
That is a problem you have to deal with, not me. I like where I'm at.
Well, you're giving a lot of solutions that I don't care about. God. I thought I'd give you one.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get too crazy down here in Maryland, like when it comes to cold weather. I mean, we did have a doozy this year.
You guys get cold in Maryland.
It gets cold.
I got a car from Maryland. It's like it's warm. It's nice, but it's
Dave, now that you've said that, you better buy an extra pair of woolies this winter.
I'll just break out all my
colder
waffles.
than hell right there.
Yeah, I'll break out all my waffles and stuff I got in the closet. But yeah, when I was stationed in Kansas, I had never experienced cold in my life until I got out there. That was January 1st in Kansas. January 1st, my first field problem out there, it was like -10 with 50-mile-an-hour winds. I was miserable. You can't sleep in that cold at all.
No, you can't.
It is just way too cold. That was the worst week of my life, and I've never experienced cold like that my whole life. I don't like the Midwest because of that.
No, I went to Maryland once, where I bought an RX-7, like a Mazda RX-7, a 93 RX-7 with a V8 LS3 swap in it from there. I went there. It hadn't driven a kilometer because the guy didn't put it together right. And I went there and checked it out. Spent a couple days there going over the car, and oh my God, Maryland is gorgeous. You guys got a little treasure there. That place is fantastic. It was right on the seaside, right on the coast where I was.
Yeah, I have to let you know that Maryland is the East Coast California right now.
I would actually climb under the car to cool off. It was so hot. Like, oh, it's really hot here. I'm gonna climb under the car and work on stuff and get out of the sun. But man, you guys have a real gem there.
Yeah, it's a nice place. It's definitely a unique state. I will say that. When it comes to there's all kinds of things you can do here. Oh, where'd Charlie go? Go get some chips.
Yeah, probably. So Norman, you know what they call that weather out here, right?
What's that?
It's the area is called the DMV, the District, Maryland, and Virginia. It's the 3 H's: hazy, hot, and humid.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call the weather out here.
We get everything, I think, except for like tsunamis. We get every weather anomaly here.
Yeah,
in this area, it's crazy. You get earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, water spouts, heat waves, cool waves, or
nor'easters.
Yeah, we get every single weather anomaly. Yeah, well, except for like a desert storm or.
Yeah, except for a sandstorm, and what's the other one?
Well, your waves aren't certain. I know that, but other than that, the water is warm. Because that was one of the first things I wanted to do because I hadn't ever jumped in the Atlantic Ocean before that. So it's like, guy I'm buying the car off of, he's like, he's just taking me on a tour, right? And just, showing me a good time. So, oh, there's the ocean. So, strip down. Oh, I'm going for a swim. And I jump in and I'm like, oh my God, this is so toasty. I did not expect that. But that's a warm ocean you guys got over there. But yeah, short waves.
So the Wild Horses uncle is, or junior, is over in by Ocean City on Eastern Shore, Maryland.
Chincoteague.
Yeah. That's one of the attractions there.
If you catch one, do you get to keep it?
No, you can't feed them, can't do this, can't do that to them. But then the fire department rounds them up, and then you buy them.
What if they like you? What if the horse chooses you? Is it different?
They're not going to. They're not. They're wild.
They're not going to mess with you.
They are not tame. They're not domesticated.
Now, there's some pretty wild horses around where I'm at, and like they don't choose me, but they always choose my dog. They always fall in love with my dog. It doesn't want any part of them, but anyways, that's another thing.
Hey, Tom. Well, what else? Any other bees-related topics we can talk about? Anything exciting? That's why it's making too many queen cells.
Okay, that was a shot at me. I get it.
Hey, I'm doing the same thing. I'm making way too many queen cells right now.
I got at least 50 extra every week, it seems like.
How do you get rid of them? You just know people? Like,
yeah, I give them out all over the place. Like this morning, I ran into people. Hey, you got to have something to do with these. Take this box. Yeah, I just always got too many, and eventually they'll just go on a thing of alcohol. I don't even know if it helps to put the virgins in alcohol or not. I don't even know if you get the pheromones from that. But
I think you guys should stop giving them away and start putting like maybe 5 in a hive or whatever, like and fight it out, and then like don't give them away. You're just like you're just cheapening your value, right? like you give them away. It's like it's like somebody else, you can sell for $50 a queen, and or this other guy's going to give you a free queen, right? So stop being that guy.
Well, I give them out to the bee clubs I'm in. It's kind of part of the agreement I have with the bee lab for the program.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of
And
it.
I want the genetics out in my area as much as possible because it helps me too. Trying to flood the area with drones.
So you're very confident with your genetics.
Well, I'm not the one that made them, and they've been working on that stuff down at the bee lab for a long time.
So it's like a university bee you have?
Yeah, it's from the USDA bee lab out of Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm part of a breeding program with Dr. Rankovich.
He's in the scientific league.
Well, you're out of my league then. I don't know. You do you. Give all the bees away.
He's just running a 5-year program down here with a few of us to try to get those genetics out, and then he's gonna start doing some genetic testing between where I am and where he is, and see how far it's spread. See if it kind of slowly tapers off or just drops straight down.
So, like, have you talked about this? Like, what's he breeding for? Like, what's
BSH for Varroa sensitive hygiene.
And he's got like a prescription as far as his test, or
I mean, just you do Harbo assays to measure it.
Okay.
Test has been around for a long time. I mean, it's where it was kind of developed is the Baton Rouge Bee Lab a long time ago, and they've just been working on it for like 20 years or something like that. They just haven't been able. It's just finally starting to get some traction. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it.
Part of that is like Corey Stevens and Bob Binney with the video and the results showing that the VSH bees really did much better than the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually got some breeders from Frank, the same place I get them for his program.
That's awesome that we get to know you involved in the program. That's great.
It kind of sucks that it takes years in order to try and nail these gene lines down.
Well, what blew me away is so we're in the 3rd year of this program. It's a 5-year program that Dr. Rankovich is running. And the first year, actually the first 2 years, I couldn't get anybody to take this stuff. It was crazy. Like, I'm trying to give you free stuff that most people don't have access to. And everybody's like, no.
Yeah, if they don't know you, they don't want your shit. Yeah, I totally get that.
It's very strange. But this year it's catching a little bit more traction finally.
I think it may have something to do with, like, if you're advertising, hey, these may be VHS or have VHS traits and all that. I think it may be more attractive to people where they're like, hey, I'd rather have bees that naturally take care of mites than me have to pay for treatments and all that kind of stuff. And because, like, at what point, like, you're treating the hives. Would you rather just be doing bees or doing other things or treating hives? That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't tell anybody that they're going to be able to go treatment free if they get these bees.
Well, yeah, I get that, but
it's not true. You're going to have to test. I mean, I've been doing it for, I guess this is the 3rd year of the program, and last year I still had to treat half of my hives. But there was a whole lot of hives I didn't treat. Now we'll see after I pull honey supers this year and I go to wash everything what my mite numbers look like across the board, which I'm really dreading doing. Like 170 plus mite washes is not going to be fun. Mm-hmm. But in theory, each year it should get a little bit better. And as I get more drone yards around me and the people around me start taking more of the genetics, it's going to help me out too. But at the lab, they're about 80%, he said. Each year, about 80% of the stuff has it really good. 10% is trash, and another 10% is just iffy. And they've been doing it a long time, and it's still not 100%.
So you said you've been doing it for 3 years with them?
Yeah.
And how long have they been doing it?
Like 20.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly how long. A long time. It hadn't been Dr.
working.
Rankovich. Like, it started with John Harbo down there a long time ago. And they've just been working on it, on the genetics for a long time. At one point in time, it was not good. Like they got them, at some point they were too hygienic. They were pulling everything out and it was a problem. So they had to kind of come back and get some middle road.
Jason on Duck River, or was it Jason says his name? Duck River?
Yeah.
He said, I remember him saying that. I didn't think that would actually be a problem. He said that he had one hive where they were just yanking everything out and he had to do away with that queen.
And they did that to Bee Lab. They went too far with it, and it became not viable because they were pulling too much stuff. They became too hygienic, so they kind of reworked that a little bit. But it seems like they've kind of got it. I mean, not nailed down perfect. They got a pretty good product, and they're very gentle, which is a huge stipulation for me. I just do not. I can't handle mean bees because I don't like a jacket. It's just too hot.
Well, Eddie, next year I'll buy a couple.
I don't know about that. I mean, when the trees fall down on your bees, you don't like jacket?
No, I don't like that. That was rough. In fact, I went to that yard today to check on them. I wanted to give them enough time so I come back and see the queen got killed, and all of them got eggs, so I'm in good shape. And I got them all straightened up, and they were fine today. I was able to just wear a veil, no problem. Veil and t-shirt.
Yeah, I got a little ballsy yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning or 2 days? Yesterday morning, and I went and checked one of the hives, and I was wearing shorts. And that it's the hive that's next to my really spicy hive. So y'all might think my spicy hive is like tame in comparison to everybody else's hives, but out of my whole yard, they are the only ones that'll beat bang on my face and then follow me to the shed. But they got drift going on into that hive. But so I went and was just checking the Demery hive to see what it was all about, and they tagged my shin right up when I started cracking that box. And I've been stung in the fingers, in the nose, face, fine. Shin stings, holy crap, those suckers hurt.
You need to requeen that one.
Yeah, no, I think it's just drift coming from the spicy hive next to it. But yeah, the spicy one's definitely getting requeened this year.
Yeah. Get you one of those. Once one of your nukes is going good with a new queen, just go in there and pinch that queen, drop that nuke in there, fix it.
Yeah. That's going to be, I got to do something. I thought about just going out there, pinching all my last year's queens and just dropping new versions in because I got 13 left.
That was another thing, Eddie. I talked to Ryan today, and I asked him about, we're make a, new queen in her own little nuke box and then dropping her in as you're taking the old queen out of the original. He said that he did that a few times and they balled that queen. Have you ever seen that? Huh?
I haven't seen that. I mean, that doesn't mean it can't happen,
oh, yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's been doing this a long time. I actually talked to him today, too. It's kind of funny you bring that up.
Is that right? He called me up out of the blue. I'm like, what? First, I was thinking Ryan from Southern Maryland, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then I realized who it was,
Yeah.
No,
I texted him about, I was wondering what his acceptance was for some queens had sent up his way.
Right.
He said he's having kind of a rough season.
That's what he was telling me, between rain and drought and queens, and talking about that affecting how the bees were acting and as far as brood rearing and production. And we were talking about, honey, and I didn't realize it. I guess of course he's got quite a few hives and he is in a nice, I guess, area for honey. I think it's like 12,000 pounds of honey a year.
He's in Earlsville, I think. Right?
Earlsville, yeah.
Yeah. But what you were saying about balling a queen, I had something similar to that in one of my mini mating nukes. I just pulled the lid just to see what was going on in there, just to do a check on them. And I pulled one of the frames up, and then I started hearing the queen piping that was in there. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked down in there. I was like, where's that coming from? And I looked down in there, and she's piping because she's getting balled by the bees that are in her box. And she's been in there for like a week.
I've only seen that when there's two queens, and then you pull up frames and the bees are all pissed off and you hear piping and it's like there's one frame over here and they're balling this queen, and then you pull another frame out over here and they're balling that queen at the same time. That's the only time I've ever seen that.
Is this one of your mini mating nukes?
Yeah.
So could it be that one of the other queens flew back into the wrong one?
So I looked because that one didn't have too many bees in it. So I was looking for just a queen, and I'm wondering if maybe I squished one. I squished a bee and it just set off an alarm, and they just said, "Hey, this doesn't smell right. It's a virgin." But she's been in there for a week, and I don't have those boxes necessarily. Yes, they're right next to each other, but they're backwards facing, and the other ones wouldn't have been old enough. Now that I'm thinking about it, the other ones wouldn't have been old enough. One next to it wouldn't have been old enough to fly. The one to the right of it's already laying, and she's just laying up, sitting in the box right now. So I don't know what that was about. But as soon as I picked the frame up, I just heard piping, and then I looked down, and there's a big old ball of bees down there.
There's another
dug
thing.
her out.
There's another thing I've noticed. It's like there's, a certain type of bees that we end up with here, and then you compare it to we get Saskatraz bees that they bring in. Anyways, the first ones I'm talking about, and the Saskatraz, they just don't get along at all. It's like, you try and mix like nurse bees or whatever, like they'll just fight. You try and put a Saskatraz queen in with the local bees, like they just don't get along. So that's the thing too. Like that could be it.
I didn't know the queen with pipe brush was getting bald, because I kind of thought the piping was her vibrating her thorax against like the frame.
I think she was getting attacked was just like me. I heard it was like me, and I'm like, what is going on? Because like I've only heard that twice. I heard it both times last year, and I was like, what is going on? And sure enough, I was digging her out. I picked her up. She was doing it in my hand, and I started flicking off all the bees off of her. Then I put her in a cage, and then I put her back in there. It's like, y'all are going to learn to like this virgin.
Later, Joe.
But yeah, she was piping.
Charlie, so Ryan said that he tried dropping nukes in and they balled the queens.
Mm-hmm. We've seen it. Seen it happen.
So I would defer to him over anything I say, because he's been doing it a hell of a lot longer than me. But I don't seem to have that problem, But
I mean, just like I've asked you about virgin queens, and last year I tried to do virgins, and now you put out some different parameters that you use to do things like that. And anyway, I couldn't get them to be accepted right off the bat. Of course, I'm putting them in big hives and that kind of thing.
I think the size of the hive matters a lot. But I've had good luck with dropping a nuke into a big hive that I've just killed the queen in. I don't know that I've ever had them ball the queen that I know of. I can't say that it never happened, because maybe I wasn't in the hive right away. But
I've heard like people talk about like, all right, the virgin's gonna, and my two framers out there are gonna emerge tomorrow, and then people say, well, don't go in there and disturb them, because even though you go in there, you disturb the chemistry. I'll say that they'll ball her because you've been in there or something like that. Have you ever seen that experience?
I don't really go in like that. So I guess 2 years ago I was doing cells then more often than the virgins.
Yeah, like
I would just go to pull the cell out and make sure it was emerged, and that was it. And if it was emerged, I put the lid back on. Now I wouldn't go back in for 2 weeks.
Yeah, somebody in chat just said something.
What's that?
Somebody in chat just said something similar to what you just said, Charlie. They're talking to me. Who is it? IOMA Vista Beco. They said just open it.
Oh, La Vista. That's Todd. Loma Vista.
Yeah, it says opening a box a week after getting them mated could cause the bees to kill her. They got to lay for a couple weeks to get that smell going and giving a bee a sense of confidence.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I've tinkeritis would set in on me, and I would want to go in there, maybe check and see whether the cell had hatched. And now tomorrow, this weekend, it's supposed to be kind of rainy, which is great, as far as the rain goes. And like now tomorrow, I definitely got to get in there in between showers and pull my cells out of my cell builder, get them in the incubator, and all that.
I think that Bob actually does something very similar with dropping nukes in to requeen.
He does his with the top. He top loads his. He puts a queen up on the top, makes a nuke on the top of the hive, and then when he wants to requeen it, he just kills the queen on the bottom and then drops the whole nuke down.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and he does that.
Well,
on scale,
that's what Ryan was telling me today. That he said if you use the double screen up on like my Demery, let them get that queen and everybody up and running up on the top side. Then you can pull her out and drop her down into the yellow one and all that. But I think you're right, Eddie. I mean, if you're pulling a nuke out of that hive and put that queen in there, that cell in there, it would, be pretty much be the same thing.
Yeah. I definitely do think that it's much better to put a version in a small hive that has no foragers. I think your chances go up astronomically. So I always recommend that. Even if somebody just wants to requeen their hive, like just make a nuke, set it on the side, give it some time, knock down the cells, get your queen going in there, and then go and kill your other queen and put it back in once it's established.
So
I've been telling people that a while, and I haven't had anybody like give me flack about, oh, that didn't work. Why'd you tell me that? Or anything like that.
Yeah, I've been, like I said, y'all been doing this a lot longer than I have, but my experiments this year, me just dropping a virgin into a nuke, I've had like 50% take on that. So I started dropping virgins in a cage with a marshmallow and then putting them in, and then my take just went way up. I think I went 100% after that.
Well, now let me ask you that. I've heard about this marshmallow thing all the time, and it's like you don't know how to make candy, or is it because the marshmallow does something better?
It's just easier to do. It breaks down pretty quick. They can chew them down pretty quick.
And you just want a little mini marshmallow and you stuff it in there?
Yeah, so when I got my hives last year from Man Lake, they sent them in the wooden cage, but with no queen candy, and they told me to just pull the cork and stuff a marshmallow in there. So that's what I did with my main hives last year, with my packages last year. So I've kind of followed through with that with everything that I'm doing now this year. I've actually looked into I thought about looking into trying to make queen candy. I remember Ryan Williamson did do a video on it. I don't think he did a specific video, but it's in one of his videos on how he does it. He
did a video on it.
Was it a specific video for that?
I think so.
Because I thought it was in one of his videos, but
yeah, just get your 10x sugar, powdered sugar, and a K-Rose syrup from the store. And what I do is I'll put a little pile of sugar on there, and then I'll just put a little bit of K-Rose, and then I sit there with a fork on a paper plate and sit there and stir it. And you want to get it to the point where if it's still wet, then you add a pinch or more sugar to it until you get it to where it's kind of like Play-Doh. And then you kind of get it in your hands. You put some sugar on your hand like your mother would do for flour when you're doing baking and whatever. And I'd go like that and make a ball, and it just gets more pliable, and it's kind of like rubbery. And then you just take and stuff your darn candy things in there. And
did you ever have a problem with the drying out or getting too hard?
If you don't use a lot of it right away, yeah.
You can't let it sit for a long period of time. If you put it in a Ziploc bag, it'll last you. As long as the Ziplock's tight, it'll last you a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Me remembering the video, I wish I could actually remember a video verbatim, but I think he said he put something else in there to help it like not dry up.
He uses I think it's glycerin, maybe. Just a little bit of vegetable glycerin.
Right.
Just a little cap.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit softer, but it doesn't dry up as quick.
Yeah. Our humidity down here is crazy high.
You wouldn't have to worry about that.
I wonder sometimes where I'm shipping it if it's ever a problem, but nobody said that there was a problem yet. So I've made batches that were a little bit too hard. I mean, I make like about a softball sized batch almost every week. And it's not always exactly the same consistency, but I just pretty much do it until I can knead it and rip it apart and it's not sticky. As soon as it's not sticky on my hands, it's about right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but you got to get it to where it's not sticky. It's just pliable like Play-Doh.
Right.
Kind of like bread dough. It's almost, it gets to that consistency of a little bit harder than normal bread dough. And all, and then I just take a wad of it, and I got a JZBZ thing, and I just slam that thing in there, and push on the tip, and it'll, you can see it going back the hole, and it's done. And Dave, I mean, just start out with a little bit of, like say, a little bit of dab of Caro, and put the sugar on there, and just pour a little bit of that in there, and just keep. I knead it with a fork,
Right.
a dinner plate fork, until it kind of gets mixed, and I'm just kind of stirring it like that on the plate, and it gets sticky all over your hands and stuff, and
It's messy.
It's messy, but you'll get it. Ain't that much to it. It's really isn't. I mean, I watched the old Fat Bee Man when he showed it on there with an old plate, and like. It ain't that hard.
We got a guy down here in Bee Club, used to be the president, Shawi, and he likes the orange circus peanuts is what he uses for queen candy.
What's he do?
He uses the orange circus peanuts. You remember the old candies, the circus peanuts?
They're almost like a marshmallow.
They're like a little bit firmer than a marshmallow. Yeah. He really likes those as queen candy.
You're making me think candy corn might be a good option.
That might be a little hard.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
That's those ones that are about yay big, and they look like little.
Yeah, they're like
You have to jam the whole thing.
They got like little animals. I think sometimes they look like animals or something.
Oh, I haven't seen the animal ones. I've just seen those look like a peanut. It's about
I don't know. Do they still make those?
Oh yeah, they still make them.
It's been like since I was a kid since I've seen those. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's been a minute since I've seen those.
Yeah.
So Vega Honey and Bill, where's this here Georgia conference at?
Gainesville.
Yeah.
I think it's the same place they have it.
Georgia State Bee Conference.
I seen a listing there for West Virginia up at Morgantown. Is that the same place that was where you didn't go this last time?
Yeah.
Well, what was the one that was close to your house relatively in West Virginia? Close to where the hotel and the secret thing is for Washington, D.C., the White House and all?
Oh, Greenbrier.
Greenbrier?
Yeah.
You say Gainesville?
Yeah, Gainesville, Georgia.
Kind of what, northeast of Atlanta, a little ways.
Yeah.
More than a little ways.
It's kind of east of Atlanta.
Yeah, they have it at the same conference center, I think, every year. It's supposed to be. I never get to look at the honey shows, but it's supposed to be like the biggest honey show in the country just about every year.
It is.
I don't really care whether it's a honey show.
Yeah. Last year they were a little light on exhibitors, I think, just in general. But
so when you say a honey show, it's just like showing off types of honey.
Yeah, just like your normal honey show.
Yeah, you're getting judged.
Yeah, candles and honey and all that stuff.
Oh, so it's kind of like a something they do at a fair or whatever. Ribbons, everything.
Yeah.
For all that. Okay.
Here's Tom.
I thought that's about to be Melissa jumping in to inform us on honey shows and kick our butts.
Oh, she can. I'm just going to comment from the background.
And start driving.
She's going to comment from the peanut gallery.
For me, honey shows are about useless because they're just it's like, all right, there's 20 colors of honey and wax. I'm like, I'm glad you got 4 candles that are smooth, but I'm just gonna burn them. So like, what do I care?
Oh my gosh, he's dogging on you really bad. You better get in here.
Yeah, it's the 11th and 12th of September.
And then, people have baked goods, which are great, but it's like, all right, well, I like this taste, well, this guy doesn't. So whoever wins doesn't really mean a thing. It's just whoever likes the cake, sweeter or not sweet. There's these people in these white jackets, these little dorky hats that go and get tons of credits and go all the way to Georgia. Just so they come
I don't have a hat yet.
I like the way your cookie tastes and give you a colored ribbon that means you're a loser. Yeah. So whatever.
Hey, I wish you were here right now so she could throw a pan at you.
I got lots of those pretty colored ribbons downstairs in the basement. I worked hard for them.
Next time, so I'm gonna buy her a box of ribbons, all first place, and bring them to Georgia. And just go save yourself all the time and trouble.
You want to know what's funny is the place called Hodges, which is the ribbon company that they use for all that, is literally 20 minutes from my house.
I'll put in an order if you can pick them up for me.
Put in the order, I can go pick them up for her. I'm like, look what you won today, babe. A whole box of first place.
When her baked goods and things come in like 3rd or 4th, I'll give her first place ribbons and make her feel
just
good.
Switch out the 3rd for the 1st.
I got 1st and 2nd for my baked goods. Thank you very much.
I thought you were about to go downstairs and bring the box up and start showing them to us. I thought that's what was in your hand.
Should we tell her that 2nd place is only actually first loser?
I'll let you break that news to her, Tom.
Bill liked that.
You live with her.
I'm taking notes. You guys are getting non-invites to the Nabi party.
I'll still let you guys in.
Next time Tom cues back into the chat, you'll just see 100 ribbons all on the background behind him.
Yep.
I got the green screen and AI, and it's going to be plastered over the whole background.
Mm-hmm. It'll be our background for sure.
Hey, Crazy Jay.
So are you going anywhere over in Georgia for her to work on judging stuff?
I should be done by Georgia, but I might still do the honey show. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she'll have her certification at that point for Georgia.
I won't have tested yet. No, I will still need a secretary spot.
She said she'll need one secretary spot. She has she's had all of her points for a long time. It's just getting the certain duties that you have to fulfill as far as like how many times you do this. Or
I'm not signed up to do my secretary spot until October.
Well, Crazy Jay, you got until what is it, tonight or tomorrow to get your discount tickets for Nabi?
Yes, I believe it's tomorrow night. Is that right?
Yeah, they extended it. They extended for a day or two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it was yesterday. Now they extended tonight and tomorrow. I think it is.
Oh, I bought them yesterday because I thought I had to buy them yesterday.
No.
What date is it? It's
January.
It's January 7th through the 9th, Jay.
How much is the ticket right now?
Right now they're
$195.
$195.
$195.
$195.
I may look into it. I may just go ahead and pull the trigger and just.
Why not? Come out and party.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a good time. It's worth it to go there and just hang out, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the bonus is all the different things you get to do, the people that you'll meet, and, any quote unquote deals that you'll get. I think I heard 21st Bee is going to do like a 50 to 60% off coupon. So
I'll be there.
That'll be pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I hear he's going to release new fashion line too next year.
I think he said something about delivering for free too.
Oh yeah, the whole everything is free, Dave. I'll come sit up in his booth and we're gonna give it all away.
I'll be first one in line on that one.
I told people, it was like, they're always asking about sales, and then I put a sale on this week of Memorial Day and hardly anybody's used it. And now with prices going up on materials, the new sale price is going to be just me not raising prices here pretty fast. There won't be any more sales.
Now, did you tell anybody about the sale?
Yeah, it's posted all over the place, and
Yeah, it's posted.
ran ads and all kinds of fun stuff.
I seen it actually when I was just scrolling through the ads on Facebook Marketplace. Your ad popped up on there too, so I can see your advertising there, sharing stuff on the 21st Bee page, and then yours as well. So I've seen it a bunch of times.
I've had people ordering frames and just not using the sale code. So like, no, okay.
That's good for you.
It's even on my landing page on the website when you go there to go to the shop. You can't miss it. So if you want to pay full price, that's fine to me.
Michael's could do a discount code.
Oh, they love you for you, like Michael. They love you for you.
Do a lot of meet up like the day before. Like I plan on getting there the day before.
I want to though. So if you're gonna do like a discount code, like what would you do? Like, I don't know, Trevor 20, or I don't know what you would do exactly. I'm waiting to see his face.
Are you talking to me?
When you're talking to me,
I was reading the chats. I was ignoring you.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have a discount code? I have like 12 people who follow me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. The whole 12 people, right? Yeah. That's gonna turn into a whole, maybe like selling a frame, maybe.
You never know. Yeah, but they might be real keen. That might be like 120 frames.
Yeah, Michael.
I have a standing discount code for Fred Dunn people if they ever pay attention to bats.
Hey, Charlie, can you highlight Flower Street Farms comment, please?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an inside joke right there, folks.
yes. So I'm going to do a Sawmill Charlie discount for Georgia.
Yes, I'll buy just to use that discount. Sawmill 10, or maybe we should jump it up to Sawmill 50. I like that. That one has a better ring to it.
It's going to be Sawmill 15.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about this. Let's negotiate this. We could probably do instead of the 50, you say 15. We're gonna settle in on 30. Sawmill 30.
15.
I like 7.135. It's a nice round number. People say they're trying to do the math, like, what the hell? Can't figure it
Someone
out.
will just be like, you know what? Just tell me what it is. I can't figure this out.
We got to make it for easy for people like Brian. Nice whole big round number so they can really figure it out.
Well, that Georgia, was that one where it's a college close to where some kind of where you had a hard time getting into, Michael, or somebody?
I had a few places that I'm never going to go back to again. One was let's see, Tennessee kind of had like the upper floor of like a student union, which was kind of a pain. South Carolina, where they had theirs last year, I'm never going back.
Was that was
the one? That was the one that took me 15 minutes to push one load from my truck bed to my booth, and then all the way back.
That's horrible.
2 hours. Morning of the show, like 90% humidity outside, so we were all soaking, dripping wet, and it's there all day. I've got my list of places I went with names to remind me if I ever see this name again, just to cross it off and dump it. And I've already dumped 2 or 3 shows this year just because of the venue. Just nightmare.
Hey, does anybody know if Philip Morris is actually keeping bees anymore? I know his mentor Noah had taken off, so I didn't know if he's still keeping bees anymore. I don't see him around much.
Yeah, he's only keeping bees. He's not making honey. I'm going to start selling bees, one bee at a time.
Hey,
25 cents. 25
Let me know how you do with
per
that.
bee.
Let me know how you do with it. I might switch my business model too.
It's like 40, 50K bees in a hive. Shoo.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
He's
you
gonna
own
retire early.
8 cents a bee.
Man, I hope nobody tries to use that Crosscomb 15 and I start getting emails about my codes don't work. It's going to happen. I tried putting that number in.
Just add it. Just add it to it. So it'll work.
Monday.
I hear 21st Bee is going to be giving away stocking caps and hoodies branded with his logo at Nobby with every purchase.
Sign me up for 16.
You might not like the logo I put on there if that happens.
Buys a bunch of random T-shirts from a thrift store. It's got random logos all over them.
If I ever made shirts or something, it'd be Tom's face on it. Big smile, little dunce cap.
Oh gosh.
Got that right.
Shoot, if that happened, I would be Trevored.
I would
I'm
never.
gonna coin that. Trevored.
Call me Trevor on the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Now my website's going to start getting attacked this weekend. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be attacked with dollar bills, and then you get my 40%.
I told you, you build 3 frames, you get a frame.
That's not 40%. That's only 33%.
Well, it's close enough. You round up.
Yeah, for you.
I
hate building frames. I made Andrew build all those frames for me.
You're only getting to keep 25% of the frames you build, though. That's even worse sounding. If you're building 4 and only getting 1.
Building 3.
You said building 3.
Oh, yeah, no, you're being generous. You should take it.
Hey, Michael, I've got your T-shirt logo. It'll say, your T-shirt should say, Trevor is the new Richard.
Oh, boy. We're not live, are we?
Yeah, we're still live.
I know.
Yeah, we are live.
Yeah, we're still live.
Michael's like, why did that gasket have to break and cause a water leak?
Right?
Yeah, I plan to be running machines right now and be doing other things. And after that happened, I just said forget it and shut everything in the building down. So that one little leak caused all this problem. I'm going to get destroyed again. So I thought originally my website got, my website did get hacked. There's some security things that kept going on back and forth, and a lot of things that we found our developer hadn't set up on our site that would have kept a lot of that from happening that didn't get done. So I'm in the middle of getting our new developer set up and gotten rid of the old one. So everything should be all nice and smooth and back to normal now, finally. But it's kind of slowed me down because I had other products and some other things from some other manufacturers I was going to offer through our site. But now that's put on the back burner because I've got all this other stuff to get caught up on. So had plans to have some other things happen before all these shows started, but that's not going down now. But at least the website works. I mean, it's at least not up for 2 hours and down for a day and up for an hour and down for 3 days. That was a nightmare.
Well, at least your email didn't get hacked.
Not this time. So last fall, my email got hacked and my YouTube got deleted. This last time when I thought I got my Meta account hacked, which I don't know, some of y'all know, some of you don't. So Meta, I thought it was a hack. Meta gave me a message saying, hey, broke our terms of service. All your personal Facebook, Instagrams, businesses, gone, deleted. Can't contest them. See ya. So I'm like, okay, I must have got hacked, and somebody posted probably something really egregious and got me banned.
Mm-hmm.
Went through all the hoops to rebuild my pages, paid for all the stupid Meta verification because you can't request a review to a human unless you're paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got all this done, I started finding out 2 weeks later our other pet got blown up, deleted with the same message. Then Gigi and them over at BRB Feeders got blown up and deleted. People, they know business pages got blown up. Started looking around the forums and talking to people. Apparently it's a thing Meta's doing to business pages. It's like, for however, I mean, I've got spammed with tons of ads to pay for Meta for weeks before that happened. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's like tens of thousands of people are throwing a fit. It seems to be people who have business pages connected to their personal who don't pay for Meta. Their personals are getting deleted, which disconnects them from their business pages. And the only way usually you can't get them back. Like our business page, we still haven't got it back. We've been trying. 15 years worth of stuff just gone.
All I have to say about that, Michael, is just because you're paranoid doesn't mean everybody isn't really out to get you. They may still be.
So So anyway, if any of you have some business pages that have some dates, some ages on them that you don't want to potentially lose your stuff without being able to contest it, it may or may not be worth paying the stupid meta fee a month just to have a human to complain to. I mean, I don't know. I'm paying for it on 5 accounts now. Personal.
They have different levels of that payment too.
Oh yeah. You can pay the base to get access to a human review.
Good night, gentlemen.
And then you can jump up
Norman.
like 15 or 20 bucks to the next level to get a faster response from a human. You can jump up to like 150 a month to schedule a call from a human eventually, to $500 a month to get a quicker call from a human scheduled. So yeah, that's per account. Wow. So I'm doing that for 5 accounts every month. I'm just doing the basic, and it's worked. I had somebody flagged my old business page and I couldn't get it attached again as spam because of my new one. And I sent a message through and said, hey, they sent me a thing saying, hey, we've gotten a complaint. And I just told them what happened. They're like, okay. 4 hours later, my old business page, they didn't reconnect me to it because I couldn't prove it was mine, but they deleted it because my new one is meta verified.
So, Michael, is this? I've just been ignoring it. I keep getting these emails from Facebook Meta says you've received business manager partner requests. I've just been ignoring it. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about?
No, I just get the message. So the advertisements are through Facebook, like just advertising their Meta service. It's just a subscription fee. When I got a message about the other, it's just like a gray box that says, you broke our terms of service. We've automatically reviewed it. We still say you broke it. There is no chance for review. Here's a link to download your metadata for 14 days until it's deleted. You're officially gone. That's it.
Yeah, I got a message from them that asked me to verify my email. The gray box message.
Yeah.
So I did. I verified my email because they gave me an email address to send it to. So I verified my email, and then they came back and said they were canceling my page because I didn't respond with all the information they wanted. And I sent them the thing back, and I said, all you asked for was email verification, and that's what I did. I dare you to try to cancel my page.
Yeah, they just have an AI bot doing it.
Yeah. You know why they're doing all this, right? You're going to pay for those lawsuits where they got sued.
Well, either that or they're trying to use AI to purge a lot of the AI bullshit that they got going on their site.
Could be.
Could be.
That is a big problem now because YouTube's cracked down on AI site or AI channels.
Yep.
You'd hope if that's all they were doing, they would just say, they would let you send something into a human to verify you're real. They just say you broke our terms of service and we already reviewed it, and tough luck. Bye. You've been disconnected.
They laid off 30 or 40% of their workforce.
Yeah.
And the ones that they're keeping, I think they're using them to train the AIs that they're trying to build. The only reason they're keeping those people is to train the AIs, and then I guess once the AIs are up to snuff, then they'll get rid of those people too.
Yeah, I got a message saying I violated the terms of service, and they were no longer recommend my page to new people. And I went through this like, well, what did I do wrong? So I read all the terms, and one of the things is ridiculous. If somebody else breaks the terms of service and they share your stuff, that's you breaking the terms of service, which is you have no control over that.
That's crazy.
So now, the only way to get around that is if you pay for meta verification, then you can send in there's a form on it. You can send a message to them, tell them what the problem is, and a human will actually log into your account, look at it, and fix it. But you have to be paying for it for them to do any kind of service to it. Which I know they'll say, well, it's a free service, we're not paying for it. They're making so much off the advertising revenue from it.
Oh, for sure.
They would do basic stuff like that, but.
What was the lowest cost one that you had?
Oh, I'm getting the bundle because I've got 5 accounts, so I get the pro rate. For my 5 personal is different from business, so I'm doing the cheapest level for 5 accounts, and it's like I think about $70 a month. I think for personal it might be $10 an account, just for the low level basic. Hey, human, someday see the message I sent you, even if it's a month from now.
What was the low level business one?
It's like I think it's like 17 or 18. Because I've got, so if you want your business page meta verified, you have to do your personal one too because they're connected. I've got both my Instagram personals and both my Instagram businesses and my business WhatsApp all have to be verified to cover my butt, all of them.
Yeah, I feel like it's a matter of time before they kind of force everybody in that direction. Is what I feel like is going to happen. You know, what I mean, that's one good way to force people into a certain, you know, area, if you will.
It's just it's just a backwards way to make you pay for a subscription to use Facebook. That's all it is, and Instagram.
Yeah. It's like if you actually care about your brand, then you're actually going to pay, and they probably know that.
Yeah, because I haven't come across anybody that just straight had their personal done. They've always had a business page attached to it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It seems to follow them around.
Now, could it be something that you posted on your personal that broke terms of service?
When they gave me that message, I hadn't posted anything on either of them in days.
Now, did they do it? Was it a retroactive thing? Maybe it could have been a retroactive thing, like something you may have posted when you were like 2 or 12, or however old your Facebook profile is. You know.
No. Well, all it said was, and our pet business got done the same way when it's only a pet and a personal that hadn't been used for days. Everybody I know hadn't posted anything in days. It just, the only common thing is they have a business page and they begin spammed with Meta subscription service ads for weeks ahead of time. Like I would get 8 or 9 a day to try to sign up for it for weeks, and then all of a sudden blow up. You know, I don't know if it's just a coincidence or not. Maybe everybody's getting slammed with them. I have no idea.
We told you 8 times to subscribe, so you're done.
The funny thing is, for the other part of the business, I told my mom runs the pet part of it. Told her, I was like, hey, showed her what happened to mine. It's like, you might want to think about buying this for the pet thing just in case. And she got busy, and 2 weeks later, all of our pet stuff got shut down.
That's not a coincidence.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
You know? And then, I know multiple people it's happened to. So I'm like, well, is it because of business accounts and they see what business accounts like what pages like other pages, and they're kind of following that string? Because it's weird how many, I know multiple beekeepers that have gotten hit with that all of a sudden. It's just kind of a strange coincidence. And the pet sites tied to our sites, I just kind of wonder if they're using that to track, different veins out.
Now you got me wondering if I'm gonna have to look into this. Do it.
I know, like I told Art, like at Apamay, I was like, hey, you guys aren't verified. You might just pay $15 a month for each account or whatever just to cover your butt, because it's a real pain to lose thousands of followers and every tag and every picture you've been tagged in, and just it's all gone. Vanished. So I mean, like our stuff, you make your livelihood selling online, it's kind of a big deal to lose thousands of followers instantly.
And if you take, I know it's a different instance, but if you take Mr. Ed, he lost his main YouTube, and then he made a second one, and he had like almost 200,000 followers on his main channel, and it was like almost a month later, he wasn't even like over like 3,000 or 4,000 subs on his second channel. It's just like it took that long. He just didn't recoup on his second channel that many subs. It was just a slow trickle. It's like you lose that stuff. It's hard to get it back.
Yeah, it's like on YouTube, they count up, how many views you have overall, and that kind of gets into how things get shown and shared around. My old YouTube page, when my Google got hacked in that big Google breach, and whoever broke into mine just flat out deleted my channel, just bombed it, just gone. I'd had it long enough. I had well over 1.5 million views on videos, and now it's blown up, and I'm just now back to like 400 something subscribers, and just had couple dozen videos. So that pretty much just wrecked that for years and years on me. Because I converted my personal beekeeping page over to the business one, so I kept all the data built up all those years. So if you're
well, guys,
big YouTube streamer, so
yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the chat down, and it's 10:30, and I've been talking with Crazy Jay, which is actually JC. I think if you know him, he's down in the Carolinas. There, young fellow, about what is he, 15 or 16 years old, and I know he's been on Keith's channel now, but used to be Ricky's channel. They were helping him out, getting bees and equipment and stuff. So I want to say hi to him, and also the fact that his mom was sick and she passed away here this past March. So we're sorry to hear that, JC, and all that. So we hope to see you at Nobby for the what's it called, Young Beekeepers Group that Cayman has, and all that. Hopefully you'll get in that this year. So anyway, we'll see everybody next. We'll see either tomorrow night on Joey's, or we'll see everybody on Bill's channel on Monday night, and all that.